Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome.
Happy Monday to everyone.
Happy Monday. Hopefully nobody has a case of the Mondays today.
It doesn't feel like Monday to me.
It doesn't feel like Monday to me either.
Yeah.
It is weird.
It kind of feels like that day between like July and August. Just kind of feels like a random day right now.
You know, time is in a weird interim right now or something.
Yeah.
And we were talking about this the other day where, like, in some ways it feels like it's been forever since, like, normal life. And in some ways it feels like it was just, like, no time.
Yep.
It's weird.
Well, it's kind of weird.
It's pretty weird. So,
It's
who knows,
interesting
weeks
that,
are flying.
yeah. It's interesting to me that everyone is feeling that, though. Like, with time, anytime you talk to anybody about what day it is, the whole world is like, I don't know. Like, it's really weird that time feels that weird.
And it's
hi,
weird.
Tavia.
Hello. And it's also weird that feeling it like at the same time, you know, like that we can feel these things at the same exact time.
Oh, you're not muting.
It was muted, but it unmuted,
And now it won't.
and now it's sorry. That is really strange. I don't
That's
know why
kinda
my
weird.
tablet is just deciding right now to yell at me.
Stop yelling,
Damn
tablet.
it! So my normal tablet that I use works out pretty good.
Tavia, not you. That's us.
Damn it.
And we don't know how to fix it.
No, I don't know what's going on. It's really, really strange. My normal tablet stopped working today for some reason.
Yeah.
So I'm using an old tablet and don't know why it is deciding to yell at me right now. So I'm going to
know
just
why
remove
it is
myself
what it
for
is.
1 second. Give me 1 second. Sorry, it's fucking weird.
No, that's
just
okay.
to entertain you.
Yeah, I'll entertain you. Ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-da. Maybe not like that. I'm not dancing and singing. I'm not going to do that. But yeah, time is weird because it is the entire world whenever you talk about what day it is or what time it is. No one knows. Like, everybody's confused. And it's really a weird side effect that came out of the whole pandemic thing. Like, I guess it came out of the pandemic. I feel like it came out of the lockdown thing. But everyone is just confused. Like, what is it about now that just makes time not right all of a sudden? Like, it's not what we're used to.
I don't know. I feel like maybe we slipped into some weird alternative time slip or something. Because there's some weird shit happening in the world that doesn't seem like it should be happening in reality, and then time's all weird too. So I don't know. I wonder if there's some weird parallel universe shit happening,
Yeah.
or if it's just, I don't know, everything slowed down where everybody had to stop doing what they normally did, and it fucked everybody's flow up, and if that somehow just altered time, you know, because it's
Yeah.
like we were in the house for like ever.
Yeah.
And it was cool at first because I was like, wow, this is amazing. Like, I felt like time was going slow at first, where I'm like, it's only been a week. It's only been 2 weeks. And then all of a sudden it's been like, wow, 7 months
Oh, it's
or
been
whatever.
Forever.
Yeah, it's really, really strange.
Oh, hi, Walt. Hooray, weird news.
Whoa!
see you, Walt.
Welcome. Happy to have you.
Yeah.
Yep, somebody stepped on that butterfly 3 million years ago.
Seriously.
Yep, that's the one right there.
Maybe
Totally
that's
right.
what it is. Maybe time travel was finally invented and somebody fucked with something and now we got this. Now it doesn't time. There's like a ripple in time and it's not right. It's like a wave of time that we're riding.
Wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. Having the last president that we did, that was weird enough where I was like, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
This
Somebody
doesn't
screwed
make
with something.
any sense. How is this possible? And then, as we talked about last Monday, Marilyn Manson praying with Kanye and Justin Bieber, like, that doesn't make sense. I feel like something went screwy. I feel like somebody's just
Yeah.
fucking with us right now. Like, you know, the time travelers are like, we're going to do this and see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on
Or
right
it's
now.
like they'll never know. They'll just think it was like that forever and all of us are like, something is wrong. Like, something's wrong.
Yeah. It's definitely a very bizarre universe that we're living in right now, whatever's happening. I'm finding it very entertaining,
Mm-hmm.
even though it's kind of fucked up and horrible in a lot of ways. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just sitting back and laughing about this shit.
Yeah. It's all weird.
It's super
I like
weird.
to see weird shit. That's why I like weird news. It's weird.
Walt,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, yeah. You
yes.
didn't see that one?
Okay, so last week we talked about it. I guess you weren't in for that segment. It's It's one of the weirdest ones that I've covered ever.
Yeah.
I'll kind of go over it a little bit to bring you up to speed with that one. But as we know, we all know Marilyn Manson and what his deal has been for a million years. And last year, at some point, some of his ex-girlfriends came out and said that he was being abusive and really fucked up, which sucked because when one of the other bandmates, he was exposed for doing the same things, Marilyn seemed to be very adamantly against that kind of stuff. He was like, we are getting rid of this guy. Like, we do not condone any of this kind of stuff. He's out. So I was like, oh, good job, Marilyn Manson. You're a good guy. And then all of a sudden it came out he was doing the same shit. So he kind of fell off for a while, and now he's got some haters. And then last week, I found an article of everybody was wearing like white robes, which I'll actually pull up a reference photo for you. It's pretty crazy. Everyone was wearing white robes. It was Kanye was doing a prayer sermon or something, because apparently
Yeah, he was holding a service.
he was holding a
said.
service. Okay.
Yeah.
And Justin Bieber was there with him singing songs about the Lord and the whole thing. And Marilyn Manson showed up and was seen praying with them. I'm going to pull it up just for reference. It's too
Oh yeah,
fucking
it's like
weird.
right here. Yeah, the
Yeah.
photo.
It's crazy.
It's really weird.
So there's no way that this, like, well, I can't say there's no way, but, it appears as if this is absolutely real and happened, and this fucked up my version of reality because I don't know how this is even possibly a thing. Like, how did this happen? I don't know. It seems like a whole weird world
Yeah.
that we somehow entered, and I don't know. Okay, we're gonna show this photo. It's gonna be great.
Steve, no sacrifices that we know of. Oh no.
Hey, Chid, welcome.
Well, we're going weird. We went glitchy. Are we back again? Are there solar flares?
There might be solar flares.
We went weird.
I would say that I was a fan.
Oh, hi, Chid.
More so back in the day of Marilyn Manson. I am from South Florida.
Back in the day.
And they're also from Florida. And I actually went to school with two of Twiggy's brothers. I was friends with those guys. So before Marilyn Manson actually got real popular, like my homies that I went to school with were like representing for it. So they were a local band at the beginning and then started to gain some kind of traction. But before there was like Mansonites, and before it became like a whole big gigantic Marilyn Manson thing, I was definitely into their first album for sure, which is, to be honest, really the only one that I care about too much. Smells Like Children, which had a bunch of covers on it. That one was pretty cool. But I don't know, I saw them back in the day. I saw them in probably 95 maybe or something like that, and it was a great show. It was a small venue. It was pretty cool. But yeah, I never really like kept with the trend. But this is him with Kanye and Justin Bieber, and he's wearing all white. It does look like a bizarre cult. It does. I agree with
Yeah.
you wholeheartedly. It's fucking
Oh,
strange.
it's like the second coming of Heaven's Gate. Oh, I'd be so excited. That'd be the best.
If they all just drank
Yeah.
the Kool-Aid and killed themselves.
If these three
Lord
start a
mercy.
suicide cult, that would be great.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Man. So yeah, so this is what made me
Freaking
think
weird,
like I
though.
think we went into some weird time slip or something like that, because I don't know how this is actually happening. But hey, whatever, man. I wonder if he's doing it for publicity's sake, if like because he's been demonized and exiled from things, if he's like trying to do this as like redemption or something.
No, I don't know.
But it's Marilyn Manson. He's very like anti-religion and very like, fuck your God type of shit. And now he's like
Yeah.
hanging out with Kanye, especially, who's one of the
Yeah.
biggest pieces of shit in the fucking universe. The biggest idiot. Oh my God, I do not.
Kanye would have
understand.
been one of the ones that he tore apart on stage back in the day. Both
Yeah.
of them would have been. Kanye
Yep.
and Bieber both would have been torn apart on his stage.
Yep. And in this article, it actually says that they worked on some song together, and he plans to work with him more in the future.
Wow.
It actually says it. Let's find it.
But I'm
Lord.
shocked.
Oh yeah, I'm shocked.
Well, you don't have to like Marilyn Manson at all. We're not super fans or anything. I honestly, I didn't really care about him back in the day. It was fine. I had a lot of friends that were fans, so he was around, but it wasn't my type of music. And then once I revisited, like once I came back around in my music genres to metal music, I like Manson's music better now than I did back in the day, but I still don't really, I mean, that's fine. Compared to all the shitty music that is coming out now, his is better than that, which is good.
Yeah,
But
say whatever you want. I don't give a
yeah,
shit.
we
It's
don't
fine.
care. You're not banned.
It's not gonna like hurt my feelings or anything
Yeah.
like that. Okay, so it says throughout his career, Marilyn Manson has collaborated with innovative and legendary artists across all music genres, and Ye, which is Kanye or Ye, I don't fucking know, is no exception.
Oh my god.
Manson also joined West at a Donda event in late August. At the time, a spokesperson said the singer would continue to conceptually collaborate with West. But, okay, hey, yeah, to each their own. To each their fucking own. So
Long.
weird.
As long as they're having fun. A Donda event? What is a Donda event?
I have no idea.
Donda? Don Don Don.
Oh, man. Hi, Franny. Sally Two Fins, what are your thoughts on the Astroworld tragedy? Oh, my God. I am unsharing this at
boo
the
and a
moment.
half.
Oh, my God. That is one of the most horrible, tragic things that I've heard since that rave caught on fire, like a bunch of years ago. That was
Yeah.
absolutely horrible. But this is so fucking sad. This is so tragic.
Yeah.
One of the things that really got me is they were saying that people seem to have been injected with things. One of the security guards was injected with something, that somebody might have been going throughout the crowd and injecting people with, I don't even know what. Like, well, A, why would you do that?
Yeah.
B, what the fuck was they were injecting people with?
Yeah.
But just the fact of people getting trampled. Okay, so I'll just kind of give you a heads up since Walt didn't know. There was some big music festival, and there was some rappers performing at the time, and there was, God, what was it, 50,000 people or something like that, and everybody started smushing towards the front. The crowd started pushing really hard, and people were getting trampled, and people were losing consciousness, and the musical artist that was performing at the time did not stop performing, and people were being killed and being pulled out of the crowd, and they were not stopping their performance. And 8 people died, and apparently
A 9-year-old just died. The youngest one so far. I think it was yesterday, something like that. But he died in the hospital.
that's so fucking
We're up
horrible.
to 10 now.
But yeah, I guess one of the security guards who was trying to get one of the people out was injected in the neck with something. And they were saying that these people that were dying, some of them were trampled, but that also some of them, they were having cardiac arrest, and they were really young, and it was happening to a bunch of people around the same time. And they did find like prick marks on a few of them. So it's really fucking terrible.
Freaking weird.
I will say that I saw Tool bunch of years ago when I was in San Diego, and people started pushing towards the front, and they completely stopped playing. They stopped, and Maynard was like, stop pushing, like, you guys, like, you have to stop, like, this is ridiculous. I will not continue until everybody calms the fuck down, fucking stop. And it took probably 8 minutes or so for people to calm the fuck down. And it sucks because one of my favorite songs is from their first album, Opiate. I love it. And he was like, all right, well, now that everybody's calmed down, like, you know, we will not play if people are pushing, but sucks for you guys because we were going to play Opiate and you guys missed it. And I was like, no, fuck. You know, like, that was the song we were going to do, and now we don't have time to do all the songs. So, you know, at least they stopped at that time to make sure everybody was being safe. And they're like, we will not continue if people are not being safe. And at this festival, that did not happen. And they were like, oh, show must go on. And a bunch of people died. It was absolutely fucking horrible. Oh, yeah, push it real good. Yeah, it's It's pretty bad. Oh, you had no media in Canada to say how bad it was. Oh,
I believe that.
yeah. Google that shit. It's pretty fucked up. I didn't
Yeah, it's
know
pretty messed
about
up.
it until I saw somebody post on Facebook something about the tragedy at the festival, and I was like, "What?" I Googled it and was like, immediately horrified. I cannot believe that many people died, and they were pretty young. They were, I think, they said between 14 and like 27 or something like that. So
Yeah,
they were
it was
all
pretty
pretty
young.
young. And now to find out a 9-year-old,
Yeah.
and it was just like complications from being smooshed, and then he
I
finally
guess. Yeah,
died.
he was. I guess he was in critical, and just didn't make it.
It's absolutely horrible, man. Yeah, bring rock etiquette
Bring rock
to
etiquette back
the
to the
rap world. You know, in any circumstances, when you have that many people around you, everybody needs to be conscientious. And we all know, you know, those of us who have been in mosh pits, punk, rock, whatever, if somebody falls, you pick them up. Immediately. You stop what you're doing, you pick somebody up. Everybody looks out for each other. I mean, shit can get kind of rough in metal pits and stuff. People are letting some aggression out or whatever, but nobody's specifically trying to hurt each other unless there's like a bad apple in the bunch.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of people being able to rock out, and sometimes people get hurt in the process, you know? And it's about being mindful and conscientious of that. I got hit in the eye in the pit one time. It was White Zombie and Pantera show, and I was like 14 or 15, and it was during Pantera, and obviously shit was like going off, and there was like a bunch of like skinhead looking dudes fucking just rocking out, and I was just too close, and one of the guys threw his hand back and hit me in the eye, and my contact like rolled up under my eyelid, and I was like, oh shit, like fuck, and he looked like the scariest dude, and he immediately was like, oh no, oh my goodness, are you okay? And he like covered me. And I was like, my contact is up in my eye. I was scared to put my finger in my eye to get it back down because I didn't want someone hitting me and me poke myself in the eye.
Yeah.
So he covered me and walked me through the crowd to the front where the security guard was with the flashlight and everything. And he stood behind me and made sure nobody bumped into me while I dealt with my shit. And it was really nice. It was a really kind thing to do.
Yeah.
You know, like it was a bummer situation to happen, but I feel like it was handled pretty nice. So that's what we're supposed to do for each other. We're supposed to
That's how it should
look
be.
out for each other. And in that one, like, people are just getting trampled and potentially getting injected with weird shit, and then like the music artists don't even stop playing is crazy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Yeah.
that's not good.
Yeah, friends never turn into Lord of the Flies. So that's,
Every man for himself.
you're
Good
all on
luck.
your own.
Fuck you.
but
Yeah, it's crazy.
I know there are certain bands and stuff where it does get rough, and that's just the crowd that they bring. But I mean, for the most part, it's all love. Like a pit is love. Like you're in there, you might be smashing around doing whatever, but if you hurt somebody, like everyone seems to regret it. Like I've seen everybody get helped up off the floor. You know, I've never seen anyone get hurt and then like get stomped or anything. I've never seen anything like that. Like it's always been in good fun as much as it can.
Yeah.
Be, you know, and that's crazy. It's just the band didn't stop, and then it just escalated like that. And the injections, that's weird.
That's really weird. Especially the security guard who was trying to help and then gets hit in the neck with something. Like, oh, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, actually, that's what I was bringing up at first, saying like this is the most tragic thing
fire.
since that fire. Oh my God, that was so horrible. I don't even remember how many people like died during that one, but it was a lot. And that was horrible because I used to go to underground raves all the time. I don't know if all you guys did, but I definitely went to some questionable locations in old warehouses and shit like that, you know, for
Definitely.
these parties, and I loved it, but you knew you were taking a chance because it's not fire code safe and all of that stuff. But that was just really horrible. That's so bad. I feel so sad for everybody. Oh man, the
Yeah.
Great White Show. What does that mean? Shit went down at the Great White Show.
The Great
Oh, I
White
don't
Show.
know about that one.
I don't know.
That sucks.
Like sharks. The sharks ate everyone.
Yeah, it's too bad, man. It's really too
Yeah.
bad. It
That's a bummer.
sucks when people are just going to try to have a good time, and especially too like, COVID is still an issue. Like, it's not over. I know most of us are vaccinated and all that, but it's not over. And to have that many people, anyway, 50,000 people, like, in the one crowd or whatever, and then everybody's smooshing up against each other, like, my God. Like, I wonder if it was, like, super spreader event or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't even feel comfortable going to a event that had 50,000 fucking people or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
It's craziness.
Yeah.
So I feel really sad that that happened. It's not fun. Fire at the Great White concert. Oh, shit.
Oh.
I didn't hear about that. Ugh. That must have been horrible. I wonder if it was... Oh, yeah, the rock band's pyro went out of control. Oh, man, so it was their fault, the pyrotechnics? Oh, my God.
Boo.
Not good.
Not good.
Not good. Yeah, it's crazy. A bunch of crazy shit happened in this world, and people just want to go have a good time. They want to go enjoy music and go rock out with their friends, and then next thing you know, you're trampled or on fire. It's not good.
Yeah.
Nothing's safe, even like something as wholesome
Yep.
as a concert.
You never know. You never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, that is pretty damn horrible. Speaking of concerts, also, guys, next Monday, I will not be streaming because it is the Bad Religion show. Ooh. So, just a heads up for everybody. Anybody that is interested, we'll be doing Wednesdays, but we will not be streaming on Monday because I will be rocking out and hopefully not getting trampled or injected with things.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
We'll be in the back.
Man, so Roxy and Chris and RJ went to Bad Religion show a few weeks ago, and RJ and Chris both got injured at the show, like within like no time from when the band started too.
Oh, I didn't know RJ got hurt too.
He did. It was right when first people started pushing. He got elbowed in the ribs, like really hard.
Jesus.
And of course it was an accident, but they got him in the ribs bad, and it knocked the wind out of him, and it was like a fucking bummer. And Roxy's like, do we need to go? And he's like, no, I'm good. We're good. I'm fucking fine. Thankfully it didn't break a rib.
Yeah.
But it was within like 30 seconds of everybody being like, fuck yeah. Everybody started going off, and he just fucking got boom right in the ribs. And then pretty soon after that, Chris slipped on some beer and busted his elbow open. But he's punk as fuck. So he just kept going. He had a hoodie on, and he was like, ow, that hurts. It's a little wet, but like, whatever. I'm going to just keep rolling. And I guess his arm kept touching Roxy, and she's like, your arm is really wet. Like, I need to look at your arm. And he's like, it's fine, whatever. And he pulled it out, and apparently it was like just gushing blood and was like opened up. And she was like, fuck, dude, oh no. And he's like, it's okay. We'll rock it out, and we'll deal with it after. Like, it's fine. It'll be fine. And he ended up having to go at like 6 a.m. to go get stitches in his arm because it, in fact, was not fine. But he took it like a champ.
That's what I heard about the stitches and stuff. I didn't hear about the, like, how it happened.
Yeah, he just had slipped, boom. Gotcha. Knew it hurt, knew it was fucked up, but he was like, it'll be fine. And he couldn't really see it, And then when he pulled it out and let Roxy see it, she was like, I do not think this is fine, actually.
You're dying.
So she's like, maybe we should leave and go. And he's like, fuck no, I'm not leaving this concert to go do that. Like, it's fine. I'm not bleeding to death. We'll deal with it. And then afterwards, it was like, probably need to go. So he ended up getting like 4 stitches or something. Poor guy, dude.
The broken elbow tour. Yeah.
So, it is, it's dangerous. Concerts are dangerous. Everybody be careful. But look out for each other,
Yep, definitely. Actually, on that note, the one I told you we weren't going to watch the video for, it's a concert one. That's a segue.
Let's do it.
Speaking
Tell
of
me
concerts,
your weird news. Okay.
Getting way more than you ever thought you would get at a concert.
We cannot watch the video on
We
here?
can't watch the video for it. No, the Twitch and YouTube will both be like, don't do that. So
maybe we can put a link and then people can watch it on their own accord.
Maybe. We'll see if anybody actually wants it.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody's going to want this. So I don't know if anybody knows the band, the lead singer, Sophia Urista from Brass Against. Brass Against is the name of this band.
I've never heard of them.
I don't know Brass Against. I guess they're a rock band of some kind. But the singer, Sophia, had been telling everyone the whole show that she really had to pee, that she had to go real bad. And it was like the middle of the show, and she couldn't just leave the stage, and she kept talking about it. And somebody in the crowd happily volunteered to let her pee on his face. And she does. In the middle of this concert, the whole band comes back, and like in their response said that they didn't know that this was going to happen. And that they've never seen her do anything like this before. But there's a video that this dude literally gets up on stage and lays down on his back, and she squats over him and just like, I like the way that this article put it. He got a, what is it? Instead of just like peeing on his face, like, she said, oh, I forgot what the exact word was. But either way, but it was like, it was a gusher. There was a lot.
Oh, no!
It was not just like a simple, like, little tinkle. Like, she had to go. And this guy,
Oh, no.
Golden shower for sure.
Oh,
and
no, dude.
I mean, more than golden shower, I'm thinking like golden waterboarding. Like, it was not good.
Really?
Yeah. So sometimes you get things at shows that you don't really expect. Maybe it's not a fire.
That is very interesting that even though he was like, yeah, I could pee, I mean, she was like, that sounds like a great idea.
Like, yeah, middle of the concert on the stage, definitely. Definitely the time to be doing it. And the band tweeted later, and they said, we had a great time last night at Welcome to Rockville. Sophia got carried away. That's not something the rest of us expected, and it's not something you'll see again at our shows. Thank you for bringing it last night, Daytona. So it was in Florida, which is fitting. But
it's too fitting, unfortunately. Oh, my goodness. That's crazy.
Yep. Oh, yeah, the article said he got an absolute geyser of pee all up in his face. And
oh, my God.
Yep.
That's horrible. Jesus.
So they said there was a video, and I was like, well, let's see. What kind of, like, shitty, like, cell phone video? No, it's really good video. This phone was a really good phone. But, so that's up there. Twitch won't like
no, you're right. You're right. I guess.
But it was like, wow.
What was the band's name again?
Brass Against.
Brass Against. So yeah, if any of you want to see that, just Google that and enter at your own risk, I guess.
Brass Against.
Wow.
And her name is Sophia Urista, which is oddly close to urine, which I thought was interesting.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, man. All right. Well, I got to give it to her. I got to give her a little credit for being bold enough to
I'll put a link to the article that talks about it, and then there's a link from there if anybody cares.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's the article I was reading.
Wow.
Follow links at your own risk. Wrist.
Shit. Yeah. I don't care. Wow. That's something. You know, I bet Trump's going to be a very big fan of this band from here on out, you know?
R. Kelly, probably #1 fan.
Oh, yeah.
And we all about it.
I mean, you can actually get in trouble and be on the sex offender list for peeing in public.
Mm-hmm.
And she just peed in front of 1 million people. I wonder if...
There's probably clauses where in court she could write it off as being part of the performance. That's why performers and like comedians and stuff, I don't know if they can now, but they used to be able to smoke during their shows indoors, even though it was no smoking inside, because they could write it off as part of the performance, like part of their persona. So she might be protected. And then the guy was willing, like he did it all on his own.
Yeah,
it's on camera,
yeah. She didn't pee on someone all willy-nilly, you know?
Yeah.
So, wow.
Yeah, nope. Not willy-nilly. Very focused.
Wow.
But that's a thing.
I mean, you know, you got to think about that. That kind of sucks if you're a performer doing a show and you're having to dance around and do all this stuff and you're like, I just have to pee so fucking bad, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, that sucks, but I could understand being like, okay, drum solo time for 1.5 minutes or whatever while you go run off stage and do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But that does have to kind of...
But part of being a professional is knowing to take care of business before you get on stage.
Yeah, but then sometimes you drank a bunch of water, you're extra hydrated, and then that shit happens, you know? Sometimes it happens.
Yeah.
But
Sometimes it happens.
that was one way to handle it. Woo! Okay, that's
good.
weird news. That's weird.
Yep.
So
That
yeah.
guy's going to talk about that for the rest of his life. Thanksgiving's going to be interesting. That'll be an interesting conversation with his parents. That'll be fun.
Wowie.
What are you thankful for this year? I'm thankful Sophia peed on my face.
I wonder if he was like a huge fan and he was like, yes, I'll
And
get to tell everybody all about
probably.
it. Like, oh my God.
I mean, she was attractive, so he may have just been like, yeah, pee on my face. Like,
I don't know.
his view was
This got
good for a
derailed
minute
really.
until he was underwater.
Oh, you just saw the video.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't even see the video. I don't know if I want to see I guess curiosity
Yeah,
makes me want to
that's
see
pretty
it,
much
I
what it
guess.
is. It's like, well, I guess I'm going to see that.
Unfortunately, I do know at least one person who was very into pee fetish stuff.
The water sports.
And to to each their own, no shame, whatever. I just don't get it at all. I don't have to get it. It's fine.
Yeah.
But it was somebody kind of close to me, and I was a little horrified to find out that that was a thing going on. It's like, okay. So now I know, and that was accidentally I found out, and it's all good. People
Yep.
do whatever they want to do, man.
Didn't want to know that.
Yeah, didn't want to know that, but
Weird.
anyway, bring me a Cleveland steamer any day. No. Makes me think of that Tenacious D. Drop trowel and pull a Cleveland steamer on my chest. 2, 3, 4. Like, oh, it's not good.
Yep.
Not. Ooh, look up the L7 incident.
L7 incident.
I love L7. I wonder
did
what
they
the
do?
L7 incident
Did they pee on people's faces
consists
too?
of. Oh my God. Hopefully not.
Is it just called the L7 incident? Because that's a good band name. If L7 wasn't already taken.
I mean, they're pretty punk, so let's see. Let's see what this has to say.
I saw.
Oh, where she removed her tampon and threw it into the crowd.
Yelling, "Eat my used tampon, fuckers!"
Fuck.
That's a good thing to yell as you're throwing it. So
Nope.
that's, that's awesome.
Oh.
Good. What prompted that? Was it like a terrible crowd?
I don't know, but there's no excuse for that. I bet you somebody has that in a glass case somewhere, and they're like, "Wow." Just sell it on eBay for $80,000 or whatever
For
kind of
sure.
crazy
Somebody
shit.
made money on that,
Good
right?
Lord. Yeah, sounds like a bad South Park episode. It does. It in fact does. Whew. Okay, so moving along from the
That's awesome.
terrible stage performances. This one's
Weird news is starting out well, you guys.
this one is this is an interesting weird news. So it's pretty gross also, but
We're sticking with
it's fine.
gross.
It's fine.
Yeah.
All right. A Massachusetts funeral home is being sued after a casket broke open during a burial and the body fell out.
Boo. No.
Apparently, this happens on occasion. This was an accident. The straps that they use to hold the casket, and they lower it down, the strap broke loose, and it dropped the entire casket into the grave. Thankfully, it was in the grave, and it wasn't just somewhere else.
Yeah.
And
Goal. We made it.
and the body flopped out into the grave, though. You know, it was better than elsewhere. But apparently was oozing liquid as
Bodies do.
dead bodies do. But unfortunately, this happened in front of the whole family.
No.
And everybody was traumatized, as you can imagine. And they're suing for $50,001. So this was in April 2019 that this happened, and now the lawsuit is happening right now, which is why this was brought up in this moment. So it was obviously an accident. Shit happens, but they listed 9 counts in the lawsuit, including negligence, and negligent and reckless infliction of emotional distress. I will say, it was a fucking accident. Obviously, it was distressing, but like, nobody's gonna do that on purpose, you know? Like, But I don't know. Maybe they had issues with safety testing and stuff like that before. I don't know the details.
No, this is just America, and you can sue for anything.
You know, that's probably the
Sue for
case. I
whatever.
was trying to think
And that's
of
definitely like of all the lawsuits we have in the country, that's gonna make it. That's a
yeah,
good one.
yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, I would sue if somebody dropped you and you flopped out. I probably would. Yeah, they became visibly distraught and hysterical. Naturally,
Yeah.
I would imagine.
That'll do
Some
it.
family members then leapt into the grave to help. Yo.
Wow. High five, family. I would have let somebody else deal with that.
Yeah. I don't think I.
If it wasn't my
Like,
family.
what are you gonna help? What are you gonna help? It's a
Yeah.
smashed up casket, and then your loved
what
one
are
is
you
laying
gonna
down there.
do?
Like, I mean,
I guess if they're leaking, maybe tilt them up so they're not.
I don't know. They're in the grave. They're being buried.
Yeah.
Leave it alone. I would just have been like, you know what?
Just start pushing
pull the
dirt over.
straps out. Yeah, pull the straps out, and let's just cover it up, and let's just be done. We're just gonna leave it be.
Yeah.
I don't think
be.
I would jump in the grave. I know. Where does the $1 come from? I don't know. I thought it was funny. 50,000 and $1.
Yeah. 50,001.
Yeah, not the last memory of a loved one that you would want. That is absolutely true.
Not at all.
And the fact that the funeral home is probably going to be going out of business, you know, as fucked up of a situation that this is, and it definitely is tragic for the family and everything. That sucks if a local business goes out of business because of something like this that was obviously an accident. I mean, I don't know who's in charge of the straps.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Whoever's lowering the bodies down, I bet they're hired contractors. I bet it's not the actual funeral home.
I hope
I'm not sure.
not. Well, I would.
Fetchbug is on. Let's see.
I
Let's call
would
her.
think. Phone a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say the funeral home arranges all the arrangements, but when it comes to who's actually doing the heavy lifting part of it, I would imagine they either work for the cemetery itself, so they arrange, okay, cemetery people, you have the equipment on hand to do this. So maybe it's the actual cemetery,
Yeah.
or like you said, it could be like contractors.
Yeah. Yeah, it might just be cemetery caretakers.
But it did say here that
But
the
yeah,
funeral home is being sued, which I don't know. I don't know all the details about it, but I will say that I don't feel like that's necessarily fair for the funeral home, who did their best. They didn't do anything like specifically disrespectful or anything like that. Accidents happen.
I mean, they could get sued for, like, if they could prove that the casket was faulty, like, even though he was dropped, it shouldn't have broken open, type of thing. Maybe.
Sure.
Like, you sold us faulty casket, but yeah, I don't
Potentially.
think that the funeral home would be the one to be suing.
I don't know. But then there's the casket manufacturers.
Yeah.
You know, like, whose job is it to make sure that these caskets are top notch? Is it the funeral home's job?
Well,
I
now we're
wouldn't
suing
imagine.
everyone.
I know. I wouldn't imagine that it would be that the funeral home had anything to do with it. They prepared the body, they do the whole thing, they make all the arrangements. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that whoever the people are, the family.
Yeah. I'm sure the lawyer
Figured
knows
out.
exactly who to go to.
Yeah. So that's a weird one.
Well, hi, lady.
Hello.
Oh,
Welcome.
you're just in time. You
Welcome,
missed
welcome,
all the terrible articles in the beginning, and now you're here just in time for
Yes.
the rest of the weird news, which is going to be much more palatable.
Yes.
Palatable.
Yes.
I was going to say palpable,
Yes.
but not palpable.
But the one we're talking about right now is, since you just got here, a Massachusetts funeral home is being sued after a casket broke open during the burial and the body fell out. Family members jumped into the grave to try to help save the day. I don't know what you're doing by doing that, but we're just discussing the fact of, like, who you sue. And Tavia, yeah, like, I would definitely figure out whose fault that it is. You have to figure out who is at fault for the strap breaking, and you can go from there. That's fine. If somebody was being negligent about testing these things, but, like, shit happens sometimes, man. Shit happens.
Hi, Shannon.
Hooray.
Shannon. Nice to see you.
Hey, baby. I love you. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, I don't know. We're in the States. Let's sue everyone. I'm going to sue the cemetery for making the grave so deep. I'm going to sue the people that made the straps for making faulty straps. I'm suing the funeral home for making me go to this cemetery. And I'm suing the casket people for making a
Yeah.
shitty casket.
Maybe they're just gonna sue fucking everybody.
Yeah, I'm suing the friggin' who prepared the body. I'm suing them for making them leak. They shouldn't be leaking.
I just feel bad because whoever
shitty.
was the one doing that in that moment was absolutely fucking mortified,
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
probably gonna sit on them for the rest of their life, especially knowing the family was like flipping out and people are jumping in the graves and shit like that. Like I would be so mortified, but I would imagine nobody did this on purpose.
Yeah.
But-
Shannon, we're talking about a casket that broke open and got the body flopped out into the grave, and family members jumped in to help, and now the funeral home is being sued. Cliff notes.
It's
That was-
pretty messed up. It's a pretty fucked up scenario.
Yeah.
There's actually, I don't remember the name of the show. My friend Charlie was showing me there's a new like sketch comedy show, and one of the skits was this guy who was like, you know, we're doing this television show about bodies falling out of caskets left and right, and it was so fucking funny. I need to find out what it was called because it was a really funny thing. And they're like, people are saying that we're making this happen, and we just happen to be just videoing while people are falling out of caskets. And it was one after
It's
another
like,
after another. It was so
It
fucking
happens
funny.
all the time. And it was just like clip after clip, and he was like, "That's all it is, just clips of people falling out of caskets," and it's just over and over. And then this
really
popped
funny.
up like, what? Not even 2 weeks later. It was like real quick after. We're like, "Oh, it does happen!" Like, oh man, that's not good. It was not good.
Yeah, and the person was oozing, you know, naturally as you do when you're dead. So it's kind of a messed up scenario.
Yeah.
Walt, good night. I'm so sorry
Yeah.
that you have to go so quick, but I hope
Yeah.
you have fantastic dreams. We
I'm
have talked
sorry.
about some really top-notch stuff so far
I'm
in the
sorry,
show.
we're sending you to bed with that on your mind. On Wednesday, you're gonna have to let us know what your dreams were.
Yes. Good night, Walt. We love having you
And if you have
always.
wet dreams, that'll be funny.
Oh my God. Babe.
What?
Jesus Christ. Yeah, the pee dreams are the worst.
Yeah.
Where you're like, I have to find a bathroom. Oh, man. Yep, and this is why you're friends with us. That is a fact and a half.
Yeah. Thanks, Shannon.
So, okay, now we know. That was our first, weird, our second weird news of the day, I guess. Yeah.
That was a good recap, Tavia. Thanks for recapping everything. That was nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Mod love. High five.
Yes. Okay, on a little bit of happier news. Anybody that has heard about the Britney Spears conservatorship situation, for 13 years, she has been under control of her father and other lawyers and such that were controlling not only her financial estate, but also her personal body and what she can do with her body. And this is a really fucked up situation because this normally is for people, old folks with dementia or whatever, that can no longer be trusted with their finances and need to be managed. And she had an emotional breakdown, as we all know, many moons ago, shaved her head, the whole thing. And during that time when she was emotionally unstable, her father took control of the estate and was like, she can't handle her own shit, so I'm going to handle it for her. And years go by, and she's still under thumb. And she was quiet about it for some time, and people didn't even know about it for a long time. And then finally she started being vocal about it and was saying that her father was stealing her money and using it for, various other things. And she has a couple kids and was dating somebody, wanted to have another kid. And because of this conservatorship, she was not even allowed to have her IUD removed. They were controlling what she ate.
I didn't know that.
Everything. They were literally controlling the food that she could have, who she could talk to, when she could leave the house, where she could go. Everything was being controlled. Everything.
Wow.
And she
I
was a
would've-
prisoner.
I would have left the country in hiding. There's
Yeah.
no way I would ever be able to do that.
It was horrible.
Or I'd be in prison for murder. I'd kill everybody.
Yeah,
Are you
right?
Serious?
Yeah, it's
Don't
really...
tell me I can't eat this Oreo.
Seriously,
Step
yeah,
back.
they were. He was legally allowed to control every aspect of her life.
That's
And when she came out, with this as a situation was like, I want the world to know what's going on. There was a huge movement, a free Britney movement. A lot of people were like, this is so fucked up. She's obviously well enough to continue to perform. She has a residency in Vegas that she was doing forever. And she's obviously well enough
Yeah.
to control her finances and to decide if she wants a fucking IUD or not,
Yeah.
or if she wants mac and cheese or French toast or whatever. And
Yeah, and she's how old at this point?
she's probably close to my age. I think she's about 40.
Yeah, I think she's...
She's
Yeah,
like
because when
full-blown
I was
adult.
watching her on the Mickey Mouse Club,
Yeah, she's
and
about
she was a
our
little bit
age.
older than me. So yeah, she's probably
Yep. And this was going back and
40
forth
to
in court for a
43.
long time,
ridiculous. Yeah.
where she has, she actually wasn't even allowed to have her own legal counsel at a point because of this conservatorship. She was not
Wow.
allowed to have representation.
Wow.
Her father was the representation. So it was really fucked up, and everything got really shitty for her. And he was adamantly against giving up this power for a long time. And things shifted around, not to go into all, like, you know, all the super crazy details, but more recently he was like, fucking fine, because she blasted this shit out hard. There was a documentary, I think it was called Free Britney, I believe, on Netflix. It came out this year.
So,
And finally he was like, fuck it, fine, end it, just do whatever. And as of this week, she is now officially free. She is fucking free. And she can make her own choices. She can spend her own money. There is a process that has to happen where they're taking the money from the other trust and placing it in her. So there is lawyers in between right now that are overseeing this transfer and everything. But she is now free after 13 years.
Wow.
She can actually
that.
make her own choices and actually cash in on her fortune.
yeah.
Because anything that she wanted to buy, everything had to go through somebody else. It's so fucked up. She's a
Yeah.
full-blown adult.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It's craziness.
Oh
So
yeah,
it was
Shannon
a
said
really
her
big
birthday,
deal.
December 2nd, 1981. Oh, so she's only 4 months older than me? Wow.
Fucking A.
I thought she was a couple years, but maybe I was watching Mickey Mouse Club. Maybe she just looked older.
I don't know. Yeah,
They put
probably
makeup
is
on
it.
her. I couldn't tell. But,
Yeah,
wow, okay.
so
Yeah,
this is really good
so
news.
that's awesome. I'm glad she did. Because, yeah, she lost her mind for a minute, but it really wasn't very long. And after all that, like, I would lose my mind, too. Yeah.
Honestly,
Shake my head, too, and be like, fuck all of you.
you know, considering that she went from being Mickey Mouse Club, wanting to do her own music and like really pushing forward with that, to all of a sudden she rose to fame really fast.
Yeah.
Like in that documentary, it actually talks a lot about it, where, you know, she was performing at malls for a bit, and then all of a sudden somebody was like, oh shit, like, you're the next pop star. And within like a few months, shit went crazy. And now everybody's on her ass. Paparazzi's like chasing her around, all up in her fucking shit constantly. Like, she couldn't do anything or go anywhere. And I gotta say, man, I couldn't live like that. That would make me fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I would get to the point where I was so frustrated that people are all up in my fucking shit constantly that, like, you know, I might snap on some people. Like, she had, like, attacked or went to attack or whatever some of the paparazzi people, which I would do the same fucking thing, man. Bjork
Yeah.
punched somebody in the face. Like, I would do the same damn thing. See, Shannon, I don't know. Did she really lose her mind, or did she just say, fuck this shit?
Yeah, there's
Like,
no telling.
I don't know. And that's a fine line in between all of that, too, you know? Like, but seems like her dad took advantage of the situation.
Yeah.
And she actually is trying to press charges against her father, saying that he should be in jail for the abuse that happened. Yeah, she's...
She should just get control over all of his shit.
Which
they
I
should
don't know
just
what he
flip it.
even has at this point, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
just like the
that would be
legality
good.
to determine what it is that he can eat, she should just have control.
I know,
Like,
that
flip
would
it
be
over. I'm going to sue
fucking-
for control. That's what I would be
That
saying.
would be amazing.
'Cause she
if
doesn't
that
need
was
money.
the case. No.
She's fine. But
Nope.
be
Yeah,
like, you're
that
mine
would be
now.
a really cool turn of events for sure. Yeah, it's really, really messed up. So I just want to say that after 13 years and a lot of legal battles and all of this stuff, Britney is free. I am personally not like a Britney Spears fan as far as her music. Don't care in any way. But as far as a person getting their rights taken away from them, like, I completely support this Free Britney movement.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy that finally it came out on the other side, because she was being dismissed. Like, she wasn't even able to speak on her behalf at points during this whole legal thing.
Yeah, she was silenced.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So
That's crazy.
she made it, and there was such a huge following of people all over the country and the world. They were doing like protests and rallies and all of this stuff, like, for Free Britney, and I guess the awareness of the issue made it more public and changed the outcome. So it's really cool. So if people do come together for things, it's possible that we could change the outcome of things in certain circumstances. So
Yeah. Totally.
I think that is fucking amazing.
The Black Mirror episode with the famous annoying singer. Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Where they turn her
yeah.
into like the hologram, and she doesn't have to be there anymore. And
Yes,
she's just, like,
that was who was that chick? It was
was it Lindsay Lohan?
no, it was the other one, the Hannah Montana chick.
Oh yeah, Miley Cyrus.
Yeah. It was Miley Cyrus. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. That was a good one. Oh, I love you so much too. I love Black Mirror. Black Mirror is fucking fantastic.
Yeah. It's depressing though, man. It gets dark. Love, Death, and Robots I like better, personally.
Yeah. So this is pretty cool stuff here.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, there's
She
a
finally
24-minute testimony heard around the world where she called her conservatorship abusive and said she believes her father and other conservatives should be in jail. And it was a month after that testimony that she was finally granted the right to her own attorney.
Jeez.
And she actually has a court, like a court-appointed attorney, because she didn't have any money to actually hire her own attorney. So it was a court-appointed attorney that had her back. But wow. So really, really interesting stuff. And I am so glad that is resolved right now. So good news for the week. Love it.
Chid, what about South Carolina? Why South Carolina?
South Carolina, weird crap. What do I need to know?
Did somebody say something
Was there a
about South
redemption
Carolina?
for South Carolina? Let me know.
Yeah.
South Carolina, weird crap. What do I need to know?
Did I miss something?
I didn't see a redemption
I
come
saw
in.
nothing about.
Was there? Did somebody redeem weird laws?
Or are you just
something?
asking if there's weird shit going on in South Carolina?
Oh, heading there tomorrow. Oh, that's kind of cool. You get to go
Yeah.
on an adventure.
Ooh,
I haven't
coming to the
spent
States, huh?
much time in South Carolina. I've just been kind of passing through. It is the South, so
Yeah.
there's that. I don't know if you've spent much time in the South, but a little more conservative mindset. But I will say with South Carolina, there's a lot of history out there.
Yeah.
So I've always wanted to go to Charleston. I've never been, but apparently it's beautiful, and there's all these like super beautiful old buildings, and there's all the Spanish moss and the huge trees and everything. So I mean, it's Civil War history out there, which is it's the South, so they were not on the right side of the line. But if you like history, I would say there's probably going to be a lot of cool stuff to go see. Probably some haunted places if you're interested.
Yeah.
But Myrtle Beach. Oh, I've heard a lot about Myrtle Beach actually,
Oh yeah. Let's see.
but I've never been. Oh, that's going to be so fun. That's really neat that you get to leave your country
Yeah. What's that like?
and come to another country and to go golf. I hope that it's a really nice time. I hope it's fun. And you'll be in the South, so there's going to be some barbecue. You're going to get some like delicious barbecue, and actually in the Carolinas, their barbecue sauce tends to be a little bit on the sweeter side, which I personally am a huge fan of the sweet barbecue sauce. So I would definitely check that out. Did I hear about the girl in the train in Philadelphia? I did not hear about that. I did not, but I'm intrigued. Good, you're triple vaxxed. Good. I hope that you have such a fun time. Yeah, eat all the food. If you can find some fried green tomatoes, eat those motherfuckers. You can get some fried chicken. I would highly recommend getting some fried chicken, peach pie,
yes.
all that stuff. Honestly, just go balls deep in the food out there because the food in South Carolina is probably going to be pretty fucking good.
Yep. And just prepare to be fatter when you leave because it's not going to be healthy. None of it's going to be healthy.
No.
But it'll be good.
No, honestly, that's one of my favorite things about the South is food.
Food.
And I grew up in South Florida, which, it's misleading because the word South is in there, but it's not Southern in any way. There's no Southern cuisine. It's not a thing. Didn't even know about a lot of those things. And then when I lived in Georgia for a while, I started trying some different stuff. And man, the South has some good fucking food. They really do. Also, sweet tea. You will be in sweet tea land. And I don't know why sweet tea is not a thing everywhere. I feel like it's a pretty easy thing to just put some fucking sugar or simple syrup inside of some tea.
I didn't think so.
It's fucking fantastic. And
But
whenever I
you have to
go
say
to the
bless
South,
your heart when you pour it. I think that's,
bless your
that's
heart.
the
Bless
magic
your
works.
heart.
Bless your heart. Works every time. Makes it good.
Oh man. Yeah, so I would recommend drink some sweet tea and eat some fucking food and then report back and let us know some of your favorite things that you eat.
I was just checking Atlas Obscura to see if there was anything interesting around Myrtle Beach. There's a couple of things that pop up, but nothing like crazy. But yeah, I don't know. Nothing I would specifically say go out of your way for.
Good luck. I hope
around
that's
that region.
going to be so fun.
But yeah, and good luck golfing.
So I don't know Myrtle Beach if they have like historic tours or something like that, but whenever I go to historic places, I really like looking at the walking tours of the city. So look up if you have time in the evenings or something. I would look up and see if they have any historic tours, or even if it's like ghost tours or whatever. Even if it's a ghost tour and you don't care about the ghost part of it, you still get a lot of history of the area, and I love doing that shit. I love learning about whatever place that I'm going to, the history of the area. So I would say look up some tours, or if there's any cool museums or something like that out there. Learn a little bit about the area.
Yeah.
Because you Canadians,
the ghost tours,
what do you know about the States? Shit, learn.
What do you know about the States? Probably more than we do, actually. Sadly. But yeah, the ghost tours generally take you to the oldest places too, because they're the haunted ones. So it is a good way to see history.
Yeah. I like that shit. I think that's fun. Okay, so did you pull up the link that she sent?
And it's fucked up.
Oh, was the woman raped on the train?
Yeah.
I did hear about that. I didn't know which. Yeah.
And then no one stopped.
Yeah,
No one stopped it.
that somebody was being
Through more than
attacked.
24 train stops? Jesus.
That's not good.
That's not good at all. And there's nobody.
How could nobody do anything? It's fucking atrocious.
Yeah. No, that's fucking
horrible.
terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Way to go, human beings.
so stupid. But this is a kind of interesting story that we have here. After a 52-year chase, authorities ID the man behind an infamous Ohio bank heist.
Oh.
So this fellow here, this is kind of a cool story. This guy had
looks nice.
robbed a bank when he was 20 years old, and this was in 1969. There was a movie, what was it called? Hold on, I'm scrolling so I can tell you guys the name. The Thomas Crown Affair. I have not seen that movie. But apparently this guy watched the movie a bunch of times and was like, I could totally fucking do that. I could do that. That seems easy. And he told a couple friends, you know what? Like, I think I could do that, and I think I'm going to do that. And at the time, his friends didn't really think that he actually would do that, but he said, yeah, the security was lax, and it wouldn't be hard. I think I could get away with it. And he in fact did get away with it. He used a different alias So they I guess they figured out who it was, but because he changed his alias, they couldn't find him. And it was way later. Let me see.
He changed his alias where, like with his friends or what? Like he
Okay.
just started going by a
I'll
different
I'll
name?
read a little bit of this so you guys get the scoop.
Yeah.
So he worked as a teller at the bank, and on the day of the robbery, he stashed $215,000, the equivalent to 1.7 million today, in a paper bag and walked out the door. And because it happened on Friday, nobody even knew until Monday. So he didn't show up for work on Monday, and had a 2-day head start on law enforcement. So they realized that it was him because he worked there, and they discovered a man named Thomas Randall was in fact Conrad. So he changed his name afterwards, and nobody realized that he was the same guy. He'd just been living in a suburban neighborhood, doing his thing, had a family, the whole shebang, and nobody realized that it was him until they made the discovery after matching paperwork that Conrad had filled out in the 60s with documents that Randall had filled out later in life, including a 2014 filing for bankruptcy. So there was some kind of like legal shit that he had to do, although he took this other alias and nobody realized that it was him. And they found this paperwork and they were like, motherfucker, that was the guy the whole time. And he got away with it. He was sneaky as fuck and totally got away with it.
Wow.
So that is
And they figured it out though.
crazy.
That's nice.
They figured it out now, but he died in
Well, you know what? He stuck it to the man, and he didn't hurt anybody, and he got away with it. I'm like, "Eh."
Yep. He died
Part
at
of
the
me
age
is
of
like,
71.
good job. Yeah.
And yep, he totally was like, I could do this and totally get away with it, and he did.
And he did it. He
And
watched
now
the
they
movie and
found
took
out
notes.
now, and there's nothing that they could do. So I
And
thought
now
that
that
was
movie
kind of
is
interesting,
banned because it tells you how to rob a bank.
right? Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, so there's 2 versions of that movie.
Yeah,
I've
there's
never-
2
I've never
versions
seen
of it. Were they released around the same time, or are they far apart? Was there like a remake in 2012 or something like that?
And I found it interesting. He changed his name to Thomas Randall, and it was the Thomas Crown Affair. So it sounds like he used that name as his alias because he was inspired by it, which is kind of a clue.
Yeah.
But nobody caught on to the clue.
You got it. Nice.
So,
That's interesting.
yep.
Okay.
So we're solving mysteries after he's already
But he
dead,
had to-
though.
He claimed bankruptcy. He was filling out bankruptcy paperwork.
Yeah. Yep. He went bankrupt in
He just
2014.
stole essentially 1.7 million and then went bankrupt. Like, that sucks.
A bunch of years later, though, because
Yeah,
that was
way
in the
later.
60s.
Yeah. But then when was he claiming bankruptcy? When did they say?
2014.
That? Okay.
So it was a long time later.
Yeah.
You know, I wonder if it affected employment or something like that because
Maybe so.
of-
With him changing his name and trying to not get caught, maybe he
Yeah.
had to make sacrifices and ended up not doing too well. The life of a criminal is rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he made out with it. And, you know, as much as I, don't condone robbery, bank robbery or whatever, like, he nailed it. He fucking got away with it.
Yeah,
And I
he
got to give him a lot of credit for actually being able to nail that. That was
Yeah.
pretty impressive.
High five for having a goal and accomplishing it.
Yeah, good job, Conrad, for having faith in yourself. See, you can do anything you believe. You believe in yourself.
Yeah.
You can do anything.
You just gotta believe.
You just gotta believe. All right. So this next story.
Next.
A disoriented puffin was found 50 miles from the coast in England.
Wow.
One little puffin. One lonely little cute puffin. Look at his little cute fucking face. He's so cute.
Pretty cute.
And yeah, they found him 50 miles inland in a town, and they were like, why is this puffin here? Like, it's not supposed to be here. There's only been one other sighting of a puffin that far inland
Yeah.
since the 1800s. It had been 135 years since a puffin had been spotted over there. And they were like, oh no, buddy, like, you got blown off course. There was some recent windstorms, so they think that maybe he just got blown off course and then was all like missing his family and everything. And they snatched him up and they brought him back to his little Puffin house, and he was good to go. They warmed him up and dried him off, and that was it. So it's a good story that they
That's good. They brought him back.
found him, yep, and brought him back. That
His
poor
family's
little
like, "Where'd you
guy.
go?" And he's like, "Man, I don't even know."
Yeah, he's like, adventure. Maybe he was just like, fuck this, you guys are dicks, I'm out of here.
I hate the water. I'm moving inland.
Puffins are so cute.
They are cute.
They're
I've never
so
seen
fucking
one
cute.
with the colors like he's got though. His
Yeah,
eyes.
they usually have like brighter colored beaks and
yeah,
everything.
his eyes are way different. The beak is different. Are we sure that's a
Yeah.
puffin?
I don't know.
I don't
That's what
think-
they said.
I don't think they know what
That
puffins
bill,
are in
though,
Britain.
that's a very puffin-esque beak. But the colors are different.
close.
But maybe
It's a little
there's different
different.
colors of puffins depending on where they're
Maybe
at.
so.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm just gonna say the British don't know what puffins are.
Oh yeah. So okay. So that's good news. He got saved.
Right. Good job.
Yay.
Happy puffin news.
Happy puffin news. Okay, we got more fun animal news. This one is real fun. So there's a cattle farmer in Brazil that, slaughters his pig or his cows as you do when you are a cattle farmer, and one of them escaped.
Oh.
It was a 2-year-old steer, and it escaped, and it went to a fucking water slide. It went. We're gonna show you this video
What?
of this cow that decided to go on a water slide. So let's check this out.
Yeah. Let's check this out.
Ha ha ha
Hooray!
ha! He's on a water slide.
Whoever's filming is like, what is happening?
Yes. He climbed up to the top, which I wish they showed like what the climbing situation is like, because I can't imagine it going up the stairs. But this cow just was like, this looks way more fun than
This is-
being
This is way
slaughtered.
better than being slaughtered. Water slide.
So
Weird video. Okay.
they decided to keep the cow as a pet.
Okay.
They were like, you know what, buddy? You did really well, and obviously you just want to enjoy your life. And yeah, they decided to keep it as a pet.
Yeah.
And I love that.
He made it.
Toboga.
So now he's just gonna have to start telling all of his friends and be like, "Dude, just have to escape. Go to the water slide. Just go to the water slide."
Yeah, it's like I don't know how close the water slide was to this
Yeah.
area where they were kept. I don't know.
Yeah, that's weird. It wasn't going, which is probably better for the cow, I guess. But
It's a moving story.
such
it's
a
true.
moving story.
But they named him Toboga, which is the Portuguese word for slide.
Mm.
I
That's
love
good.
it. I
Toboga.
love it. And it had been scheduled to be slaughtered, but they're not doing it. They are keeping him as a pet
Okay.
because they thought that it was so cute.
Yeah.
And
I hope they give
I
him a
love
little
it.
slide.
I hope so.
They give him a slide.
I
Or they
love
just
that.
take him every couple months. They just take him to the slide.
Yeah. Okay, we're going on a field trip there, little buddy.
Field trip. They could
Yes.
tour him around the country, going to different water slides. It'd be
They
great.
totally
They'd probably
could.
get all kinds of funding for that.
I love that he made it. He was like, fuck this is bullshit. I don't want to be a hamburger.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's pretty cute.
Just want to go on one water slide before I die. Made it.
It worked.
Good job.
It worked. All right, so we have a world record, and this one makes my fucking knees hurt thinking about it. This woman ran 95 marathons in 95 days.
Wow.
A marathon a day.
Just-
Ran the distance of 95 marathons in 95 days,
Okay.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
This woman is from Vermont, and she decided to run the distance of a marathon every day during the COVID lockdown and earned a world record by running 95 marathon distances in 95 days.
Wow.
She's from Vermont, and she was living in Italy in March of 2020 when they issued the first stay-at-home order, and soon discovered the summer marathons she had been training for were canceled. So she just decided to do it on her fucking own, and run a marathon every day. She expected it to last for about 15 days, but she just kept going. So she moved to Naples, Florida, and just kept it going. She used a treadmill some days and ran outside when possible. So some of it was indoor, some of it was outdoor. But she started a 96-day marathon run, but decided to stop part way when she didn't feel so good. She was feeling kind of sick. So, yeah, she didn't want to be a burden on the medical system. So she decided, okay, good enough. And she rocked that out. And then she learned that she was experiencing COVID symptoms after that fact. So she did, stop running her body into the fucking ground. But that is pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. And she says she hopes somebody goes and breaks the record in the future, like keep going. But
Dave Rush, you're listening?
I just felt like running. Absolutely. Completely.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, what the fuck? So that's over 26 miles.
Yeah. A day.
Yeah. Every day. For 95 days. Yo. Yeah. That shit's crazy. That would not be my first choice, but I am not a runner.
3 months. More than 3 months.
Yeah. Every day.
Wow.
Holy shitballs. All right. So, next order of operations here. This is pretty fun. A British man purchased an armored personnel carrier for about $35,000, and he decided to give people rides in it after he was contacted a bunch of times by different people saying, hey, can you take us to our bachelor party or whatever? Can you take my daughter to prom in this tank? Look, I mean, it's not an actual tank, but it looks like a fucking tank. So he finally realized, you know what? Enough people want this shit. I'm going to just go ahead and charge. So he charges $1,000 to give rides to weddings and events in his tank taxi.
Okay. Tank
taxi. Let's check this tank taxi out right here.
That's awesome.
Let's give this a go.
About $1,000, it says.
It may not be the smoothest ride, but this tank taxi sure looks cool. Merlin Bachelor thinks so, turning heads while he rumbles down the streets of Norwich, England.
They're pure entertainment. As you drive along the street, there's so many people smiling, laughing, pointing.
But let's clear something up. This isn't actually a tank.
Technically it isn't. It's an armored personnel carrier.
But tank taxi just rolls off the tongue better, and they look similar.
And it's polka dots.
It's polka dots.
It's online, as you do with everything these days.
The purchase and repair set Merlin back about $35,000. Then requests for rides started rolling in.
So first I had neighbours, then friends asking, then friends of friends, and then people I didn't even know asking me, can I take them to mainly...
Or flowers. It's got flowers. He just changes the color all the
time.
time.
And that led to Merlin's new side hustle. For about $1,000 a trip, he chauffeurs for weddings and even funerals.
It's pretty much the other woman, to be honest.
For Sam and Tristan, there was no question how they would arrive on their big day.
Wow.
Oh, maybe he painted it for the wedding, because they're all wearing polka dot. I bet he painted it polka dot for the wedding.
Oh my God, I bet you're
go to your wedding in a tank.
And when this baby pulls up to the chapel, folks are bound to talk about the other woman.
I would like a tank. It was so good.
It was amazing.
Brilliant.
And better, Merlin says, than his regular ride.
My other car is just a plain old Honda Civic.
Boring.
But at least the Civic gets better gas mileage. Ian Lee, CBS News, Norwich, England.
So that's pretty awesome.
That's kind of awesome. So he just bought it in the first place just for him, just like drive around.
Yeah.
That's good.
I mean, $35,000. I mean, obviously that's like $35,000, but that's not like a ridiculously crazy amount of money.
Go, yeah. That's
and honestly,
weird.
to make $1,000 per thing, like he's gonna get his money back pretty fast on that one. Hi, Isis.
Wow. Okay.
Hello. She
Jeez.
always knows when we are streaming the show. She always wants to come say hello to everybody. Welcome, Isis. So that's pretty fun. I mean, I don't think I would spend $1,000, but I will say you can fit a bunch of people in there. So
Yeah.
If you got 10 people, looks like you could fit 10 people in there, $100 a piece.
Yeah.
You get to take
How much
the tank
would it be
taxi.
to rent a limo for a wedding? Like, how much is a limo?
I
It's
don't
a few
know.
hundred, right?
Yeah, it's a good few
3
hundred.
or 4 or something like that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It depends if they're waiting and then bringing you back, or if they come. Like, there's
Yeah.
different factors. But I will say those party buses are a lot of money for the evening, which I would prefer a party bus over a tank thing personally.
Or
But
those party tank.
party tank, even better. Even better. They should put some like fun lights in there and
Yeah.
like get a good sound system going.
Definitely.
Like that would be pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. A wet bar.
Yeah. I like the fact there's like the top hatch and you can pop your head out of the
Yeah,
top hatch.
everybody's,
That's
like,
so
watching.
fun.
It would be funny to dress like a gopher and to stand in that. So you're like, oh,
Yeah.
prairie dog.
It would be fun to be a prairie dog. Oh my god.
You can put little grass on top of it so you poke your head out. It's like
I
grassy.
love it. That's so funny. Okay, so I have a thing for chat right now. All of you in chat.
Hmm.
An Apple One computer is being auctioned right now. This dates back to 1976. How much do you think that it is expected that this will go for?
1976.
It was designed by Steve Wozniak and assembled and tested by Steve Jobs. And had two previous owners before going on the auction block. The lot comes with a Datanetics keyboard, a 1986 Panasonic video monitor, some relevant cords. It comes with the basic manual, the Apple One operations guide, programming manual, and 2 Apple One software cassette tapes. Oh, you saw it in the article?
Oh, you saw?
Dude, you see all the articles.
Tavia sees all. Oh, wait, no, that was Steve. I was looking at the slots.
No, yeah.
I like Tavia's slots.
Okay, so you're just guessing 75,000. Okay, that's all we're doing right now. We're just guessing. We're guessing.
Got
What
all
would
this
you
stuff with
imagine? You know, and it hasn't been auctioned yet, so we don't know. But what they're expecting it to go for.
I don't know. I would have to guess, especially knowing it was super early computation things. Steve Jobs tested it. Mm-hmm. Having his name just put in there is going to bump it up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'd say $500,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Tavia, do you have a guess? Give me a guess. It's like the price is right. You know, everybody gets a guess.
What?
Isis is guessing. Are you guessing?
What was that?
How much do you think that the computer's going to go for?
Oh.
Okay, she said $430,000. That's what she just said.
430 grand?
Yep. Cool.
You
Final
thinking?
answer.
You
That's our final
pondering?
answer.
Thinking?
I'm going to say 1.5 mil just to fuck with all of you. Okay. I will say that, this being said, you are the closest.
Was I?
You were the closest.
Oh, I'm winning.
Yep, it is expected to fetch up to $600,000. 600,000 is what they think. And then it did say that only 200 of these were ever made by Jobs and Wozniak. A working Apple One sold for $671,000 when it was auctioned in Germany in 2013.
Okay. Wow.
So, they opened bidding last Tuesday, I guess. So let's see. Let's check this video out right here. Let's see. Oh, it's kind of a long video. We're not going to watch the whole video, but we're going to see if anything fun comes up. Auction estimate 400 to 600,000. So here it is. There's like a little keyboard. Oh, look at the little monitor. It's so cute.
Oh, that's so cute.
One sold this week for $400,000.
Oh, wow, really? It's a fun keyboard. Good keyboard.
And there's just There you go. Get a little visual of it. Oh my God, that's the cutest monitor of all time.
That's pretty cute.
1976. So, there you go. It's crazy.
Yeah.
People paying $500,000 for this shit.
Well, for something you probably can't do anything with. It doesn't
Yeah,
hook up to
no, but
anything
it's
anymore.
just like, you
Doesn't
know,
do
like
anything.
having one of the first computers ever
Yeah.
is pretty big shit, especially.
You could put that
These
on loan
days,
in
you
a
know.
museum.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Have your name on a little
you
plaque.
could.
That'd be good.
You definitely could. Wow, that shit's crazy. Oh, so that might have been the one. So okay, so if that is
so
the
it
one,
sold earlier and then
and it sold for 400,000. Maybe that was the answer of what it actually sold for the auction.
maybe, yeah.
Okay, so we love our animals on the loose stories.
We do.
I love the
I
animals
love the
on
animals
the
on the
loose stories,
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah.
Those of you that have seen 12 Monkeys, sometimes people like to set animals free because they don't believe that they should be imprisoned or whatever. I feel you on that. But nonetheless, a lot of these animals are used to being in captivity. They don't know how to fucking eat on their own or whatever. And sometimes animal rights activists just decide to just set some animals free. And in this one, there was a circus in Madrid, Spain, and somebody set free 8 camels and 1 llama that were wandering the streets of Madrid. Could you imagine what it would be like to see 8 camels and 1 llama
Just one llama.
just wandering the streets? They all stayed
Just their
together,
friend, their llama
which
friend.
I think is really nice.
That is pretty
That they
cool.
were like, oh, fuck, what's going on? We're on a team. We're on a team.
Why are we in the street?
They're just on the streets,
Yeah.
just wandering around. And then there's a white one, which is real, 2 white ones.
The white ones.
And I mean, those are full blown fucking camels, dude. And then 1 little llama friend just like hanging out.
Yeah, there's
Look
the little
at him
llama.
go. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
good.
That's a cute llama.
That's a pretty cute llama.
And then that white one, look how fluffy his little neck is. He's
Yeah.
got the fluffiest neck.
He does. Oh no. That's them rounding him up, I guess. I was trying to look at all the
Yep.
camels. Oh jeez.
So that's
That's
a thing.
good.
You know, I'm
Yeah.
all about people, fighting against
Oh,
animals
Jesus.
being,
I don't want to do that.
imprisoned or whatever. I get you. There's the whole circus debate, which I think animals should be treated with dignity and respect.
Yes.
And in zoos and stuff, most of the time it seems like they're taken good care of and they're treated respectfully. And I know that in some circuses, Barnum and Bailey's, that whole thing, they were not taking very good care of the animals. And I do not support people that don't take good care of their animals.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the nature was of this circus. I'm not sure. Maybe they're happy camels. Maybe they're not happy camels. But either way, they were set free into the streets. And they ended up rounding them up. Nobody was hurt. None of the camels or animals got hurt at all. They just went right back. But that would be a crazy thing to just see a bunch of camels roaming around in the
Camels
fucking
and a llama.
streets, dude.
Which makes me wonder if somebody released all the camels, and then the camels were like, "Hey, psst, the llama's our friend. Can you let him do it?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, totally. You could take your friend." And they just let the llama go.
Totally.
And the camels spoke up for him, and they're like, "Let the llama go
Yeah,
too.
let the llama go.
He's one of us." Like,
Totally, dude.
yeah, that's fun.
Hey, I love Uncle
Oh,
Scar.
I love Uncle Scar.
Welcome.
Hooray!
I'm happy you're here. You
Welcome.
came just in time for
Just in time.
camels on the loose.
Camels on the loose.
We
and
got
one
camels
llama.
on the loose. Yeah, and 1 llama
One llama.
walking the streets of
But they're all
Madrid.
friends, and they stick together, which
They
is
are.
good.
They stuck together. I hope that they were being chill when the authorities came to round them up, because you don't want a bunch of camels just running in all different directions and they're scared. They're probably freaked out. They're like, what is happening?
Yep. Yeah, that'd be weird.
Yeah.
As far as a circus camel, you just get released, and all of a sudden it's like, okay,
Yeah.
now I'm in the middle of Madrid.
And who knows if they were little babies from the beginning, if they were raised in
Yeah.
the circus, or if they were, free and then all of a sudden were captured and now are in the circus. Like, I don't know the details of the
Yeah.
situation. But either way, they got an adventure that they will remember forever.
Yeah, they did. Now they got a taste of freedom, though. They're gonna keep trying.
Wandering the streets of... Yeah, right? So, that's pretty fun.
You know, I love Uncle Scar. I gotta say, I really like your name because it's kind of like Destiny's Child, where we don't know her name. We know Destiny's name, but we don't know her child's name. So it's like we know Uncle Scar, but we don't know your name, and that's interesting.
And if you want to share your name, your real name, you may. If you don't want to, you want to use the cloak.
Yeah, because I always say Uncle
darkness.
Scar for short, and then I'm like, well, it's not Uncle Scar. You're not Uncle Scar.
Yes. Is there like a nickname? Can we?
Yeah.
Do you have a cute nickname that we can call you? Scary. Lovey.
Yeah. Lovey.
We'll do whatever. We'll call you whatever you want. You just tell us.
Start calling you I Love.
Yeah.
I Love. I Love for short. Perfect.
So yeah, cables all loose.
Comes on the loose.
Scary. Yeah.
Super scary. So scary.
Yeah. Whatever it is. Christy.
Christy it
Excellent.
is.
Christy. Thank you for
Christy.
telling us who we really
Nice
are.
to meet you, Christy.
Okay, I'm back. My sis called to tell me she gave it and bought a Harry Potter crock pot.
What?
Say
There's a
what?
Harry Potter crock pot? Does it look like a cauldron? Because it...
It should.
Better.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
I want a Harry Potter crock pot.
Pause the show. We need to talk about this crock pot.
I know, that's amazing. Wow, I'm impressed. That's super cool. That's totally a good enough reason to just bail for a second. Wow,
Was it a Harry crock potter?
Harry Crock Potter. That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
I'm just going to pull it up and see what
Yeah,
this
Dusty's
is.
pulling it up.
I'm Googling. We're Googling.
Justin was talking about you the other day. Pal, I told him that I love. Aw, that's awesome. Aw. What was he saying? What was he saying? Was it on the stream when I wasn't in there? Because that's cute. I love him. He's one of my most favorites.
Yep. He's a good guy.
I adore him.
So there's a bunch of Harry Potter crock pots.
No.
Yeah, there's all kinds of them.
Wow.
This one says dinner, and it's got a little...
Cute. Oh, you know what? You can get those decals and put decals on any of them.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So you know what, guys?
can
Any
make-
crock pot can now turn into a Harry
Any
Potter
crock-
crock pot. If you find the decals online, holy shit. Blow my mind right now.
Okay, yeah.
Not sure what it looks like. She's definitely as buzzed and shopping. And she's a Harry Potter fanatic. That's awesome.
Good.
Oh yeah, he was talking about the last time you were in town and such, and the bunch of us were like, we love her because we do. Oh, thank you. That is so sweet. I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah, we had a really good time. It was nice going out there. It had been 7 years since I had been back to Atlanta when I went out there, and I really missed everybody so much. So I got the opportunity to go out there, and it was before the whole Delta fucking kicked off, and I was a little bit apprehensive about traveling, but I went for it. And I pretty much just hung out at Justin's the whole time. I didn't do too much. Did a couple things with some other friends, but it was pretty safe. But it was really nice to get to spend some time over there with him and Logan. And it was nice I got to do interviews with both of them while I was out there. And then they had me on the Risky Biscuit stream, which was super fun too. So I miss those guys. I hope to go back out again. And then I got to meet Danny too. Danny Human Juke was out there too. And that was awesome that we just happened to overlap like that. It was so fucking rad. So now I made a new friend out of it too, which was just so fun. And me and Biscuit were like this.
Yeah.
Gosh. Yes, he loves me. He just was licking my face so incessantly, which I loved it. I was fine with it. And Justin was like, Biscuit, stop, leave her alone. And I'm like, he doesn't have to. And he's like, I don't want him just thinking he can just like lick people's faces off. I'm like, but I love him. He's so fucking cute. He would bring me bones. He'd wake me up. I'd be sleeping on the couch, and he'd bring me a bone, and his bone is like that fucking big. And he'd just like drop the bone on me, and I'd wake up and be like, what the fuck? And he's like,
Thunk.
I'm like, oh man, now's not the time. Come back later. You have to come back later. Now is not playtime. So good times, but that's really sweet. I'm glad that he was bringing that up. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I'll go back. I've been trying to get him to come out here to visit me for like fucking ever, and he's not a traveler, which is stupid. But at some point he'll come out. He was actually born in Tacoma, and he has family out here too. And I've been trying so hard to get him to come out, but he's a slacker. So one day, he's visited me in like almost everywhere else that I've lived, in every other state. But this one, I've been here for 10 fucking years, and he has not been here. What a fucker! He even offered to buy him a ticket. Tickets were cheap, and I was like, "I will buy you a ticket." And he's like, "I can't." I'm like, "Fuck you." But you know, it'll happen eventually. I'll just
We're just gonna have to kidnap
keep
him.
harping on him. I know, right? Seriously. Okay, our next order of business. This one's kind of a little bit of a fun story. Somebody was sitting on their porch in BC, and a bear. She thought it was a cat in the bushes, and this bear just like pops up and walks up to her while on the porch and sniffed her hand and licked her hand, and then just walked away.
Okay. She thought it was a cat.
Well, in the bushes, she heard something rustling around, and she was like, "Oh, I guess it's a cat or something."
Okay.
And I mean, it was dark, and all of a sudden, this bear walks up to the fucking porch, and she just like froze. She was just smoking a cigarette, sitting out on a chair, and yeah, she looks up, and it was a bear, and she just froze, and she just stayed still, and it sniffed her hand, and then licked her hand.
What?
Yes.
Well, that's lucky.
Yeah, and she got a photo of it, and she was like, "If I die, at least they'll see who the culprit is."
Yeah. This
So-
is the bear that ate me.
Yeah, eventually the bear just moved along, and she went inside the house, and I guess the neighbor's security camera saw that the bear had been watching her from the yard for some time before approaching.
Ooh.
So
Creepy.
that's kind of creepy, but good thing it was a nice bear. It just came up and was like, "Hi, bye," you know, just wanted to say hi.
Just staring at her from the yard for a minute, like, what do you taste like?
Yeah.
Just walked up and was like, no. Mm-mm.
I made up a conspiracy theory that Justin was a vampire because he's always awake at night.
That's no conspiracy.
You know, we're vampires together then, because I am always awake. Tavia too. We're all vampires around here. For sure. For sure. Yeah, we're definitely super late night folks around here. But it was good. Living with Justin was awesome because we stayed up like forever late, constantly, all the time together. And I had a partner in crime, which was good. And Tavia's my partner in crime now, which is great. I'm glad I have a buddy to hang out with super late. It is awesome. So yeah, so that was just like a little quickie with the bear licking.
Bear licking. Just
Bear
a little bit of bear licking.
All right. This next one, a Maine lobster fisherman found a super ultra rare lobster. These lobsters, which are called cotton candy lobsters because of their colors, are 1 in 100 million.
Wow. That's fairly rare.
Yes, it's totally nuts. Somebody just found a blue lobster last week, like bright blue, like it's crazy bright blue.
I've seen
And
those.
that
They're not-
one's super rare.
They're not quite as rare, though. Because I've seen those.
They're definitely 1 in multiple millions, but these cotton candy ones, which I actually did a coloring book. There was a coloring book of a lobster, and I chose to do this kind of lobster in it because I thought they were just so cute, and they are very rarely found. So let's watch this little video about this lobster guy.
Hey guys, Mark here from Get Maine Lobster. Super duper excited to show you what is called a cotton candy lobster. It is so rare. There's only 1 in 100 million caught. We caught this right here in Portland, Casket Bay. Just look how beautiful.
Wow,
That's pretty lobster.
it's so pretty.
So tomorrow,
We're gonna
today's
eat 'em.
Sunday, happy Fallback Day. We're going to contact some of our friends and see where we might be able to deliver this lobster. We're not going to sell it. We're not going to cook it. This is a beautiful lobster.
I'm not
We
going to
wanna
release it
preserve
either. Why don't we just release it?
No, because maybe you could put him on display somewhere in a tank, and then everybody could enjoy his glory. Oh, if he lived in a, what do you call it?
I don't know, just because he's pretty, I
Aquarium
don't feel like
or
he should be
something?
in a tank. Leave him in the wild. As an animal, leave him out there.
And you know, a lot of times when they do find them, they do release them, the blue ones especially, because it's so rare. They want them to pass those genetics down.
Mm-hmm.
But that was really cool.
Oh, that's super
I
cool.
thought it was so pretty. It's really cool. And I'm glad they're
Yeah.
not going to eat them, and he's not going to try to sell them for like, you know, however many millions of dollars because it's so rare. So I think that was really cool. That
So
was
if I
fun.
wasn't going to release it, I would be selling it. Like,
Yeah, I'll maybe put a bid to aquariums. Like, who wants it?
Yeah.
You know, like I
Something
honestly,
like
I
that.
probably would do the same as long as it was going to a place that was going to take good care of it.
yeah.
And you know, if they did some kind of like genetic testing on it or something like that, or whatever, if they were able to somehow, you know, do
Yeah.
something
Use it for
sciencey,
studies.
yeah, then I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, that'd be
Too.
cool.
So I don't know. I liked it though. I thought it was really cute. Cotton candy lobster.
They are cute.
I love cotton candy and lobsters, so you put them together. It's great. All right. This next one is pretty funny and silly, but maybe it's worth more than I think it is right now. We don't know.
Okay.
So, there is now in the UK a dog TV channel. And it's funny because if you guys remember Wayne's World, they were talking about like, oh, we're thinking about making like, you know, dog or cat shows, you know, to
And
like keep them
Scrooged.
company. Oh yeah. And someone in fact did do this. I don't know if it would really work or not, but they're saying that they're doing studies to try to help the animals' physiological and psychological needs when they are left at home alone during the day. And it's supposed to help them with behavioral problems to kind of be leading by example, other doggies doing good things.
Look at these dogs being
on the
nice and not
TV.
chewing on my rug.
Yes. So that's kind of interesting. It's launching on Monday. So today it is launched. They've been doing 3 years of research. And they're aiming to alleviate symptoms of conditions such as separation anxiety, loneliness, and stress. It will also have shows to help owners better understand and look after their pets, which is really cool. So it's doggy TV. I know that Crystal would probably put this on for
yeah,
her
she'd
doggy
have it on.
all the time. And, you know, that's kind of cool. I feel like they're not alone. You know, sometimes I'll leave music on if we're gone for a couple days or whatever for the cats, just so there's like something happening that sounds normal, you know, or have the TV on. So this is kind of nice. A lot more people got dogs during the lockdown, it says. And, you know, a lot of the dogs got so used to the owners being home all the time, too. Like a lot of the pets that were used to owners being gone for work, now they just got used to everybody being around. Or if there was new animals brought in and their owners there constantly, except for when they go to the grocery store or whatever, you know, like I could see that being hard on them when all of a sudden
Yeah.
people are going back to work and going and hanging out and having normal lives again. So it does sound like that's kind of a cool thing. And colors, audio frequencies, and camera alignment have been adapted to cater to dogs' senses. So-
Camera alignment. So I guess everything's filmed from lower. It's all like low down. That's funny.
My dog Rocco loves watching shows and films with dogs featured. The 90s Homeward Bound is his favorite. That's so cute.
I love that movie.
Oh my God.
That's one I've seen 1,000 times.
That is so cute.
Chance, come on,
Oh
Chance.
my God. I haven't seen that forever. My goodness. You know, I find it interesting though that like generally speaking, the cats don't usually watch the TV. We have stuff going on all the times, and there's been very minimal times that we have seen any interest even on the TV. There was one specific time that was really interesting though. So we were having a trippy night. We were having an acid night. And I have these glowy poi sticks that change colors. And me and Tavia were upstairs, and we were just spinning them around because they look super fun. You know, we were upstairs, it's all dark, and we're like, woo. And my cat Pluto came into the room, and he was like, wow, this is fucking like amazing. So we were like swirling it over his head, and he was just like enamored with the entire thing. He thought it was so fucking cool. Obviously, we didn't give the cat acid. Maybe he was picking up on our vibes. I don't fucking know. But he was like super into that. So we were done with that. We come back downstairs, and we had music going and a bunch of like really cool, trippy stuff on the TV. And we put on bioluminescent sea creatures. So we have these bioluminescent sea creatures just kind of like floating around on the TV. And Pluto sat down in front of the TV, and his eyes were big, and he was following them around. We had never seen him even pay attention to the TV ever before. And he sat there for like a while.
Yeah.
And
So
all
there for a
of
long
us
time.
were like, oh, the cat
He kept
is
doing the little butt
watching
wiggle,
the
getting all
TV.
excited. And like,
Yeah, he does his little like shuffling thing where he's like, oh. And it was so fucking adorable. But
pretty
it
cute.
was crazy because like we're tripping and we're like, yo, the cat's watching TV. Was anyone else watching the cat watching TV? Because I swear, like
watching
he is
TV.
really into this right now. Like what? So that was pretty cool. So maybe he was just picking up on the vibes that all of us had, and maybe he was inspired by the glowy thing that we were doing, and then he's like, oh, there's more glowy
there's
things
more
on
lights.
the TV. It was
Yeah, look at these
so
lights go.
funny. It was really, really funny. I thought that it was pretty awesome.
Tavia and I joke that Pluto's permafried anyways. He just seems to be on that wavelength anyways. with his
Yeah,
eyes.
he's in the zone, but he had never paid attention
He'd
to that
never
shit
watched
before.
TV.
But of course, it was the one time where we're all like partying and tripping out, and we're like, dude, he's tripping out too. This is crazy. It was so fun.
That was good. He had a good night. We had a good night.
So yeah, so maybe he would be into that. Maybe
Yeah,
he would love
maybe
a
so.
cat channel. I don't know. I don't know, man. Weird. All right. So this next one, I didn't even watch this yet. I have no idea. We're gonna watch it together. Looks like it's gonna be fun. Apparently, there's a tree farm.
Christmas tree business
shit.
is going viral on
It
TikTok
just automatically
less than
started.
2
We're
weeks
rolling
from
with it.
their opening for the season. Fox 13's Eliana Sheriff interviewed the owner about how they accidentally stumbled onto viral fame and why they may need some extra trees this year.
Oh.
I thought it'd be kind of funny, but I really didn't think it was like that funny.
Derek Peterson says this
think it was that
video was
funny.
actually recorded last year. They decided to repost it ahead of this season.
In just 4 days, this TikTok already has over 1 million views, and it's putting Utah on the map for Christmas trees.
And in the last few days, it pretty much almost just went viral.
Comments, shares, and likes. Derek says the unexpected viral response followed their surprisingly successful season during a pandemic.
My family, friends, everyone's like, oh, you're crazy. You shouldn't do it this year. And I'm like, well, we're doing it. So
Despite concerns
doing
of
it.
slow
What to do.
business, they sold out in just 11 days last year, a new record for the family. They celebrated by making this video.
I happened to be just driving down the road and that song came on.
It's almost time to come to Elk Ridge, Utah to get your Christmas tree from Peterson Trees.
And I thought, God, we ought to do a dance to that or something. It'd be kind of funny. We did a rehearsal like a couple days before, and the guys weren't really into it that much. We got him to get on the pole and kind of did an inverted spin, and it was kind of like that moment I knew we kind of had something special.
This free advertisement on TikTok has some people online saying they want to come from as far as the Big Apple.
Hey, we're going to get a bus, and just a lot of ladies are going to come out and get a tree, and they're like, I have a fake tree, but I'm going to get probably 10 real trees.
At Peterson Farms, they try to
10,
make
why
their
do you
tree
10?
stand like a Hallmark moment with a fireplace, Santa, music, and more.
It's just kind of fun having relationships with people and seeing how far they travel and stuff like that. So we kind of try and make it a magical moment.
Derek says he was inspired to get into the Christmas tree business because of his dad.
My dad did it when I was little, was selling Christmas trees, and so we just kind of kept the tradition. Unfortunately, he passed away when I was younger. Truly enjoyed doing things that he did.
And he recommends shopping local for your tree.
All our trees are getting cut right now, so they're fresh and they're from Utah, so we shouldn't have a shortage for local trees.
He says they should last a long time if you provide them with enough water, and keep in mind they're very thirsty when you first get them, almost as thirsty as the comment section on this TikTok. Eliana Sheriff, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Peterson Christmas trees.
That's pretty
Them doing
cute.
sexy Christmas dances.
Wow, that was great. That's all it takes is
all it
somebody
takes.
just doing something fun like that, you know? And then all eyes are on you, and now you're internet famous.
Now you're internet famous.
Who knew?
I don't get the Magic Mike reference. Who's Magic Mike? I don't know what that means. In the title, it says "Sassy Christmas Tree Farm goes full Magic Mike in viral video."
I don't know. I thought that was his TikTok name, but now you're right. Now that you read it like that, I don't.
I don't know what Magic Mike is or
Magic
who
Mike.
that is.
That
but
sounds familiar.
sounds familiar.
Let's see. We're just gonna Google it real quick.
It's a boy stripper movie I've never seen.
Magic
Might have
Mike.
to watch that
It's
later
a
tonight.
film series.
Okay.
It's a 2012 American comedy drama film. And there's definitely a lot of shirtless dudes wearing some ties.
Okay.
So, yeah, I guess it's
Oh, it's like the Thunder Down Under guys.
kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Looks like that kind of thing. So,
It does.
sexy. It's a boy stripper movie. Okay. All right. There you go.
Alright.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now we know. Yeah. I didn't know either. Look at us learning. So that was fun. I thought that was going to be fun.
was
I'm
fun.
like, well, there's lumberjack dudes pole dancing, so we have to tell that.
dancing
on
lumberjacks.
here. That's some weird news.
Yes.
That's
We
pretty
support
cute.
this.
Yes. All right. And this is a sweet, heartwarming story of hope and kindness and people working together.
A year ago this
These-
October, young Naomi Pascal lost her favorite
Yes,
toy
we're just
Teddy
auto-
while hiking with her
autoplay
family
today.
on Hidden Lake Trail in Glacier National Park.
Pretty much almost back to Big Fork, and we realized, I think Naomi was the one that realized that Teddy was missing.
Teddy was no average bear, holding deep significance to Naomi as he was the first gift she received from her new family before being adopted from an Ethiopian orphanage in 2016.
Yeah, we have lots of pictures of her getting the bear, and that was definitely her first toy. And so it was really special that she was able to have that until we were able to go and meet her in person.
After a big snowstorm, Glacier National Park Ranger Tom Mazzarisi stumbled upon Teddy while out on patrol.
On our way up, I noticed this little teddy bear, kind of with still snow melting off it, a little bit off the trail.
Despite being weathered from the storm, Ranger Mazzarisi decided to hold on to Teddy and placed him on his patrol car dashboard, dignifying Teddy his vehicle's unofficial mascot.
Perfect little spot, sat upright, looking out the front windshield.
For close to a year, Teddy sat proudly front and center on the patrol car dashboard, helping keep a watchful eye out for bears and other wild animals.
Over 5,000 miles, I would
job,
think.
Rick.
A lot of driving back and forth and spent a lot of time with the bears. This is probably in my career in the Park Service, including Yellowstone, it's been the busiest year for bears.
Fast forward to last week, a family friend of the Pascals happened to be hiking in Glacier National Park and noticed Teddy sitting on a patrol car dashboard.
They just happened upon this Ranger truck randomly, and her niece saw Teddy in the dashboard, and they texted a picture of Teddy to my wife Addie and said, is this the bear? And she's like, yeah.
Soon after, Ben and Addie broke the news to Naomi that Teddy was coming home.
I bet excited because I didn't know I was gonna have to see him again.
A few days later, Teddy was express mailed to the Pascal family home in Jackson, Wyoming, back in Naomi's loving arms where he belongs.
You got just a little bit excited, I think, just a tiny bit.
Yeah, just a little.
She was jumping up and down. She was so excited.
Ranger Mazzarisi says he was more than happy to keep Teddy company this last year. He hopes to meet Naomi in person one day for a Teddy reunion back in Glacier National Park.
But it would be great to just talk to her and her family and just kind of tell them some stories from our travels together last year.
In
them what
Glacier
Teddy
National
saw.
Park, Sean Wells, NTA News.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh my God, that was
that.
You
so
could tell it was a
cute.
well-weathered bear. Like it was. I wasn't sure if it's maybe somebody found it somewhere else and maybe it had been sitting out on the trail for who knows how long, and just someone actually maybe carried it down to the trail and put it where it was. But now knowing the story, it's pretty amazing. A little teddy bear, and Naomi definitely have traveled quite a bit. It's been an interesting story.
Aw, that is so freaking cute.
Yeah, that's pretty cute.
She lost her bear and she was so sad. And I love that this guy found it.
Yeah.
And was just like, oh, hey, buddy. Like, you'll just live in my truck with me. You know, he could have just chucked it in the trash or whatever. It's all waterlogged and everything. But he saved it. And then it's crazy that somebody happened to be there that recognized it specifically. Like, that is a very cool coincidence. That is really, really neat. And she got her little friend back.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so fucking cute.
After over a year. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's super cool.
Aww.
And Teddy got to go on so many adventures.
I love that they're going to have
out.
a reunion and he'll tell all the stories of all the stuff Teddy got to do. That's
He
so
got to hang out with
cute.
all the bears and see his own kind. That's
I
nice.
love it. I love
Yellowstone.
that story. That was so cute and heartwarming. I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And we needed something cute and heartwarming before this next article.
Oh, man.
So this is heartwarming in a different way.
Ooh, I'm afraid.
So a man was tasered right after apparently he covered himself in hand sanitizer, like an excessive amount, and he burst into flames. Heartwarming.
Very heartwarming.
Holy shitballs.
What?
20-year-old New York man who covered himself in hand sanitizer. I'm not sure why. Yep. Why would you need to do that?
Super
Don't
safe.
know. But they knew this guy. They'd had previous encounters with him, being intoxicated and what have you. And they were afraid he was going to hurt himself for whatever reason.
So we set him on fire.
So they tasered him. I'm not sure if they needed to taser him, but I would hope that they felt that it was necessary at the time.
Yeah.
But he is in really bad condition right now because he just burst into flames when they tasered him. Yeah, it was unclear when Jones poured the hand sanitizer over himself and whether the officers witnessed him do it. They don't even know. So it's still under investigation. It is a developing story, but he's in grave condition, they said.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, how much hand sanitizer?
Seriously.
And why do you need that much? Like,
Why are
it's
you
hand
pouring
sanitizer.
it
You
on
don't need to pour it on your whole self.
I mean, with them knowing him, he must have issues. He's got problems. They've seen him before.
True.
He's probably done some crazy shit, which is probably why they were concerned he was going to hurt himself. But so I'm sure he wasn't all there when he did it. But wow.
I doubt they saw that coming.
Nope.
They probably did not see that coming, and they tasered him, and then they were like, Jesus Christ! That guy just lit up.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like a fucking bonfire, dude.
Scary.
Holy shit. So that's a bummer situation.
Well, okay.
Things that I didn't expect to hear today.
Nope. Didn't expect tasers to be setting people on
Did
fire.
not expect that.
Well, that happens.
Oh, okay. This one's pretty fun, guys. So in the UK, this gentleman had a bunch of stone penis sculptures outside of his establishment, and some of them were stolen. It's a cock up, as 3 giant stone penises were stolen from this shop. Oh man. So there's a little backstory on this.
Those weren't bolted down?
No.
This was
He
definitely
said
not in America.
that he was surprised that anybody would want them. And I was like, what are you talking about? Everybody wants them.
Yeah, everybody wants all those. I'm surprised he still had any.
Yeah. The cops are facing a hard job trying to find the culprit behind this crime. So 3 giant penis-shaped garden ornaments have been snatched from a shop, which hit the headlines after the owner refused to remove one of the obscene statues from his window display. So there's like backstory on this.
Oh, there's drama.
Yes, there is. It was seized in 2010 following complaints from the public, and he declined to pay the $80 fine to have it returned to him. And instead, he just ordered 150 more from Indonesia. He was like, fuck you. I'm getting all of them.
Let's go.
And go fuck
Find
off.
me again.
So the incident led to him launching the Free Willy campaign with pictures of the concrete penises appearing online in various locations. So eventually the police bowed to pressure and released the statue. They're like, just fucking take the statue back, damn it. So 11 years later, somebody stole 3 of them. They also took 5 cast iron stags and 5 concrete dogs.
Wow.
So they stole a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Look at this giant dick.
That's heavy. That's a lot of
Yes.
concrete.
Yes, here's
And then the
where the
cast iron-
penises were.
This is where it was.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, someone stole a bunch of shit. And he said, I can't believe anyone would want to steal some concrete willies. Like, of course they would.
Of course they would.
They were sentimental to me, he said. It's the end of an era. I'll probably not see anything like them again.
I mean, you had 150 of them. Like, you're only missing 3.
150, but he sold a bunch over the years. So, and he had different sizes. He had different sizes of them. They had fallen out of favor over the years, apparently. So he's run the shop for 20 years, and he kept the statues as sentimental value. Back in 2010, we used to sell them. They were popular. We had 3 different sizes. Oh, look at how happy he is carrying the giant Willie. Concrete Willie, band name. Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. That is so good.
That's big. And for them to steal multiple concrete things and a cast iron stag, like an iron deer, like, I don't know what kind of truck you'd have to be able to do that, because that's a lot of weight.
I don't know.
That you're just throwing into the back of a truck.
Yeah, somebody was prepared. They didn't just like snatch it up on a whim.
They had one of those Texas trucks.
Yep. So there's some of the ones that he had sold in the past. Had them by the window at the time. Somebody complained it was offensive. They sort of waned in popularity. Why? I don't know. Dicks are timeless, dude. I sold loads for a few years, and we were left with a few, and they made their way to the end of the yard. If anybody is offered a meter-high concrete penis or a full-size cast iron stag, I'd really be appreciative if people could contact the police or alternatively the shop in strictest confidence.
I sold loads for a few years. That's a good phrase.
Yeah, loads.
Who's writing this, Chid?
He added, we should have night vision out there. Frankly, we cocked up. So it's a mystery.
Okay.
The penis thieves are a mystery. There they are in all their glory. That sucks. Look how happy he is. He's so happy.
He's pretty happy. Look at my giant cock.
That sucks.
The cop does not look very excited. Is that a cop helping him?
Yes.
Looks like a cop.
Yes.
Cop's
Bobby.
like, this is ridiculous. Oh, yeah. Bobby's not excited. That's funny.
Okay, so also on the tip of the UK, this is interesting. So a man decided he wants to go to every Weatherspoon in the UK and collect a chip. I'm going to translate that into American.
Please do.
Weatherspoons are specifically pubs in the UK that also have full food.
Okay.
So you can just have like a pub that's mainly a bar, and maybe they have like peanuts on the table or whatever. But a Weatherspoon specifically refers to a pub and bar that has food, which we have been to quite a few out there. Okay. So this guy wants to go to every single Weatherspoon in the UK, not just in London. There's a lot. We've been to a lot of them out there. There's a lot of them. And he is trying to get a French fry, or in Britain, a chip, from each place. So he has this little case here, and he's coating them in Vaseline to keep them from going bad faster. So he's trying to seal it up so they don't just get moldy.
You're going to need resin. You have to get resin.
Yes.
But okay.
I agree with you. But he's rolling with it. He's got this little thing, and he's just writing them all out. And he has done 920, or he claims to do the 925 total.
Can Boris Bennett complete the bizarre challenge before the chip goes moldy?
We'll have to see. One way to find out.
Tune in next week.
So let's see how many he's got right now. 38. So.
Okay. So he's done
so
one
far.
block.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, he's rolling with it, and it's really interesting what some people get fixated on. People get fixated on bizarre things, and this will no doubt be a Guinness World Record if he does that.
It probably already is.
It'll be I don't know. That's the thing. Who knows? It might already be a record, or if not, then he's going to be the first one.
Yeah. Set
So,
a record.
I think that is
I wonder what
pretty
his
cool.
like chip selection process is. Like if he's choosing his favorite, or if it's like whatever's just left over on his plate when he gets done, or
I don't know.
It's gotta be like right size for the pouch at the very least.
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't really specifically say. He just said he decided to do it because he thought it would be funny to other members of some group, and it gives him an excuse to travel the UK to all the pubs.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool.
Said he would love to shake the hand of Weatherspoon founder Tim Martin one day.
That's funny.
Okay. So is Weatherspoon a chain? It's specifically this place is called Weatherspoon?
No. Weatherspoon is the term that refers to.
But up here, in the picture, it says Weatherspoon on the sign.
Yeah.
Weatherspoons. Like it's.
There. I mean, maybe there's a chain that actually says that, but there's multiple different Weatherspoons that are all different owners and different venues and stuff like that.
Okay.
It's just we don't have a word out here that refers to like bar and food. It's just like a restaurant that has a bar or whatever. But there, apparently, Weatherspoon refers to like a restaurant that also has a bar, like a full bar in it.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. All right.
That's pretty weird.
Good job, Boris. I hope.
He's
the
gonna
best
do
for
his
you.
best. He said I'm gonna try to get as many as possible.
Yeah.
If I get too tired, I might pass the baton to a fellow chip enthusiast. So, Godspeed, sir. Good luck getting
You
all
shouldn't
of the
pass
chips.
over your collection like that. Psh. It's hard to do.
So then, speaking of the penises going missing, shit just like disappears, and you're like, "What the fuck? What's going on?" This is interesting. In Virginia, somebody stole somebody's palm tree, like real fast in less than 60 seconds.
What?
In less than 60 seconds. Like, somebody dug up their palm tree and ran away with it. Which is weird. So we're going to check out this video here and see if that gives us a little more insight on this, because that's pretty fucking weird.
Okay.
Right from their front yard.
You heard that right. NER Side's Michelle Wolf spoke with the couple who caught the thief on camera and is asking for your help to find out who he is.
In less than 60 seconds, a man takes a shovel to Zach and Morgan Teslovich's front
Oh,
yard,
it's tiny.
digs
Okay.
up their
Oh, it's
palm
really-
tree,
okay.
and
Oh,
runs
it's really
off
big.
with it.
Every time I watch that video, it just kind of hits me in the gut again. I just can't believe it happened.
Teslovich tells 10 on their
It's me in the
side he
gut,
was
too.
running late for work Wednesday morning and didn't immediately check his phone. But what he saw on his way out the door stopped him in his tracks. A big hole in the yard and the tree nowhere to be found.
I was just surprised. That's the last thing that I would think someone would take. We always have that light on all night long. Plus, we have a camera right there, so it's not really secretive by any means. We're trying to start a new tradition for our family, and they took it away from us.
The couple moved into their home a few months ago and wanted to do something special.
My wife and I got married on Earth Day in 2019, and we wanted to start a new tradition of just planting a new tree every year on our anniversary. And so that's why we planted this palm tree.
The Tesloviches planted the palm 6 months ago. After posting their story on Nextdoor and hearing from neighbors, they have their assumptions. Maybe a landscaper stole the tree for profit. They just want the culprit caught.
I can't think of anyone else who would have some kind of motivation to steal a palm tree.
To whoever stole the palm, Teslovich has a message.
He took something from my family, something that was important to us.
Aww.
That was
That
Michelle
extra
Wolf reporting.
sucks.
Yeah, that extra stuff.
Especially the fact that it was like a very special thing to him. Like, it wasn't just like a regular old palm tree. Like, they
Yeah.
were planting it on their anniversary. That's actually really sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had assumed it was a bigger tree. It's not a bigger tree, but still, like, you don't steal somebody's tree. That's bullshit.
Who steals a
I'd
tree?
heard about actually during this summertime, people were having plants that they had planted in their gardens stolen around Seattle. People were actually going and stealing people's
Not super
plants,
shocked,
which is
I guess.
totally rude. Someone's more than welcome to steal your palm trees.
Please go take those.
Damn,
Yeah, we've got
man.
these like
Yeah,
turkey
we do.
leg looking bushes in the front yard. Somebody can steal those. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Please take our turkey legs.
Yes. They're not my favorite, but they are good for privacy's sake, so I guess it's fine.
They do make a wall. That's nice.
They do. Okay, Lord of mercy. This is a strange one. A woman is wanted for trespassing near the Bronx Zoo lion exhibit. I do not understand what the motivation is behind this one. This is really strange. She was charged 2 years ago with trespassing near the lion exhibit and taunting the animals. So that's fucked up anyway.
Yeah.
And she was charged with it. And she went back. She's a 32-year-old woman. And shows her wearing a red dress and a leopard print shawl, standing across a moat from the lion and talking to it, holding roses and tossing money.
Yeah. Oh, cool. That's nice. I mean, that's better than like attacking it. Like,
What?
You're a stupid
No,
lion. Like,
she's
at
not
least it's,
attacking
like,
it.
Money and roses.
Yeah, but what the
Okay.
fuck are you doing?
I don't know.
Like, do you remember that story we talked about last month or so about the woman who said that her and the chimpanzee were in love
Mm-hmm.
and they had to tell her to stop coming?
Mm-hmm.
This feels reminiscent of that.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe she has some kind of love affair with lions, which is why she wore a fancy outfit,
Yeah, she got dressed up.
has roses, but is throwing money? Why would you
Making
throw
an offer.
money
Making an
to
offering.
lions?
Maybe that's like her reincarnated husband or something.
Maybe. Okay, lady was thinking the same thing. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
why
maybe it is some kind of like love affair thing going on there. I still feel really sad about the woman that felt like her and this chimp had a relationship and then they had to be like, you need to stop coming. The chimp is like not part of the team because of the situation. Like, that's really sad. But it's weird. That's a weird one. I don't
Yeah, that's kinda
understand.
weird. Yeah, the money. The only thing I can think with the money is like if it's like for her, if she's making some kind of an offering. Because I mean, even on like altars and stuff at like Buddhas, like people leave money. You know, it's just kind of a typical offering.
Yeah, it might
thing.
be. I wonder what the person's nationality is, if that has anything to do with it.
Yeah, like, I wonder if there is like almost like a religious worship situation going on, or if the lion is like seen as a deity, or if I don't know. Or maybe when she went out there before, they just hit it off and she couldn't stand it. She stayed away as long as she could, and she's like, "But I love head."
I don't know. It's so fucking weird. Here, continue the rambling for a second. I need to take a little whisper.
Okay, deal.
Exclamation
I was
whisper.
thinking that I'm glad that she wore her leopard print shawl to show that, like she's not wearing like her lion's mane shawl or something. She's like, "Look, I'm on your team. Like, I'll take down leopards with you. Like, we can both get leopards and share it." And then there's a moat, and she's just throwing money and roses over a moat and talking to it. What was she saying to it? What is she saying to this lion? The cell phone video obtained shows a woman wearing a red dress and leopard print shawl standing across a moat from a lion, talking to it, holding roses and tossing money. Yeah. And somebody's filming this on their cell phone. That's good. Like, look at that shit. It's funny. Police. Autry. Her name is Autry. She fled the scene and is being sought on a new trespassing charge. It's not clear if she has a lawyer who could respond to the allegations. Yeah, she probably didn't really think she'd need a lawyer yet. The Bronx Zoo has a zero-tolerance policy in matters such as this. No one may throw money and roses to our animals. Stop it. That's fun. That's fun. And why just the lions? Like, are the other animals getting jealous now? Like, she's gonna have to go in and talk to the other lions about something, or the other animals. Maybe the hyenas are getting angry. And like, I want money and roses, and it's not fair. Why does a lion get something? He's a dick.
Something special about that lion? I don't know.
It's
a fucking weird one.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It is crazy that she'd already been told, like, you are not allowed here. And then she sneaks back. She waits and then sneaks in and then pulls the same shit.
Mm-hmm. But they had her on a cell phone camera. Somebody saw her on a cell phone. So it's like, were they even closed? I guess they had to be open.
Yeah.
Because people were in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Weird. It's fucking weird. That's a weird one. People are obsessed with animals in a lot of different ways. And I guess it's endearing that you care about the creature so much. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But...
But let's keep it sane.
If they're like, stop harassing the animals. And she's like, I can't. I just can't.
It's not harassment, it's love.
So fucking weird. So weird. Ugh. All right. So next up, this is a pretty awesome, inspiring thing that a man who is 89 years old fulfills his dream of being a physicist. He just got a PhD at 89 years old.
Wow. Good job.
And he said he's not interested in having a job. He just wants to know stuff. He just wanted to know. And it's really an inspiring story. Look at how cute he is. Mm-hmm. He just wanted to know.
Just want to learn.
Yes. So apparently he's been writing a bunch of papers too that has actually been really helping the scientific community. And it was at Brown University, which is a really like highly respected, I think it's Ivy League school. And it's just all he ever wanted. So he went through school. It was over the past 2 decades, actually. He just went at first just kind of for fun to learn about some stuff when he was older and had a bunch of credits and just kept rolling with it. And he totally nailed it. So he had earned a medical degree from the University of Vienna in 1955, and he moves to the States just a few weeks later.
Read the line above that, why he did that. That's interesting.
Yes, as a teenager in Vienna, Steiner was inspired to become a physicist after reading about Albert Einstein's and Max Planck.
Max Planck.
Planck, sorry. He admired the precision of physics.
Saying above that, it said after World War II, his mother and uncle advised him that studying medicine would be a better choice in turbulent times. So he just did it because they were coming out of World War II, and they were like, you better do something that's going to be a job that's going to stick around. Like, we know that medicine is going to be...
Yeah, but he always wanted to do physics.
But he wanted to do physics.
So he did the medical thing for some time. And he had a successful career in studying blood and blood disorders, which is important. So he was a hematologist at Brown University, and he became a full professor that led to the hematology section of the medical school at Brown from 1985 to 1994. So that's pretty amazing, you know, and he's helped establish a research program in hematology at the University of North Carolina, which he directed until he retired from medicine in 2000 and went back to Rhode Island. And his wife is 93 years old. So cute. They've been married since 1960. And he said he found medical research satisfying, but it wasn't quite the same as his fascination with physics. So it was something like a wish that was never fulfilled, that always stuck in the back of my head. I always thought, you know, once I'm finished with medicine, I really don't want to spend my life just sitting around and maybe doing a little golfing or something like that. I wanted to keep active. So at 70 is when he started taking undergraduate classes. So, I mean, it's never too late, you know? Like, that's the moral of this story.
Wow.
He just was planning on taking a few courses that interested him. But by 2007, he accumulated enough credits to enroll in the PhD program.
Wow, that's awesome.
And the physics professor, was skeptical when he entered his quantum mechanics class. Marston had taught graduate students in their 40s, but never in their 70s. Then he realized how serious Steiner was about the subject and how hard that he worked. So he was his advisor for his dissertation. And he said he's written many papers in medical science, more papers than I've written in physics. He already had a scientific way of thinking that younger students have to develop, which is very, very true. And any research problem that's worth its salt, you're going to run into roadblocks. If you let obstacles discourage you, you won't get anywhere. One thing that's really true about Manfred is he perseveres. That is very true. He did not want to just sit around and enjoy the relaxation of retirement. He kept going.
Yeah.
So in his dissertation, he explores how electrons within conducting metals have quantum mechanically and how fermions can be changed to bosons in their behavior. So he's like really getting into this shit, and he's writing papers on it. It's amazing. They're going to publish one of them. So he hopes to help with the research professors he befriended during his studies. So, he's not looking for a paid job. He just wants to do shit, wants to know stuff. And says the 97-year-old man in Germany in 2008 was the oldest person to earn a doctorate, while news reports describe even older people pursuing such degrees. So he's not the oldest, but he is pretty old.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's pretty awesome. His advice is do what you love to do. Do pursue it, because later in life you may regret that you didn't do that. You wish you could have followed this dream. So.
Always said people across the country have been contacting him to ask for advice on pursuing their dreams later in life. Steiner told a 57-year-old aspiring mathematician, "You're still a youngster. By all means, do math."
I love it.
That's funny. Yeah, that's good.
I love it. I think it is such a very special thing to have that much passion where you just want to keep going. And it sucks that he ended up going into medical stuff, even though that wasn't something that he really wanted to do. But it seems like he went really far with it and did really good.
Really good with it.
Being a professor and doing all the stuff, teaching all of these people, writing all of these papers. So what a brilliant guy. Good night, Steve.
Good night, Steve.
Sweet dreams.
Thanks for
to
hanging out
you.
with us.
Mwah. We'll see you on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming in, as always. We appreciate you.
Yes.
So I love it. I feel like it's super inspiring.
Yeah,
And,
that's really cool.
you know, physics is extremely fucking difficult and challenging, but obviously he had a very scientific way of thinking. And I think it's really cool. He's old as dirt.
He was built for it.
And he made it, you know. He didn't die before he got that,
Yeah, he
that
made it.
PhD.
He
I
got
think
it.
that's really special
Yeah.
that he was able to make it all the way through.
Yeah.
I love
Super
it.
cool.
That's so cool. So,
Lady, right? What are we doing with our lives? We're just hanging out. I'm sitting here wearing my dinosaur slippers on the couch. I'm not doing anything.
But that's the thing. It's never too late. I mean,
True. When I'm 70, I'll join school again.
You could. I mean, I've had thoughts about that too, where I'm 40 and I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to attempt to start going to school later on. And by the time I'm done with it, you know, I'm going to be so much older. And is it too late? Is there a point as far as trying to acquire the degree? There's always a point in learning. So to be honest with you, I want to go to school. I don't even care really if I get a degree or not. Because I just want to learn. And my goal of being a tour guide of ancient sites, I don't necessarily need a degree. It would be very cool if I had one, and that would open up other opportunities for me in other avenues. But as far as archaeology, like, I can't sit and dig in the hot sun all day, you know? Like, my body's not in the greatest shape. It's never has been with my back and everything. So it's like, I don't want to sit there and dig all day. And I'm not sure what other careers that I would necessarily want to have in the field compared to me wanting to do tours and to teach others. Like, I really just want to be out in these sites and be teaching other people. So I don't necessarily need a degree. So even though I feel like, okay, you know, it might be kind of old and it might take like a long time to do it and I'll be 50 by the time it's done or whatever, like, I guess it doesn't really matter. That guy inspired me, you know? You can just keep going and follow your heart, follow your dream and your passion, and don't let anything stop you. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. I had people in their late 50s in classes with me.
In graphic artist classes?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Cool. I wonder if they're still doing it at this point. If they're in the late 50s, now they're in their late 70s, you know?
Yeah.
They're like elderly people. I wonder if they're doing it, or if they just wanted to learn to do digital art on their own, or if it was something they were trying to do as a career.
Yeah, I know a couple that were in like early 50s. They were looking for things that they could do from home so that they could work, you know, once they retired or whatever, they would be able to work from home and do some things without it being too much of a hassle. And the one dude that was the oldest, I think he just wanted to learn it for the art of it for himself. He was just interested and wanted to do it.
Oh,
I don't think he was
good.
planning on doing anything with it, really.
Yeah, just knowledge is power, and I never want to stop learning. The day that I decide to stop learning, I may as well just croak, because what's the fucking point,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I know some people are like, oh, when I retire, I don't want to do shit. I just want to, like, sit, you know, I don't know, on my porch in the rocking chair, or, like, fish all day or whatever, and there's totally nothing wrong with that. Like, I understand everybody's different, and they have different goals, but I never want to stop. I don't want to stop learning.
I want to sit on my porch in a rocking chair, but I'd like to be listening to a podcast about, you know, consciousness or something. So I want to be learning, but I don't want to be doing anything.
Okay, and you know what? That's totally fair. It's really fair. I don't know. I just want to be out there with others, you know? And if I'm a, you know, 65-year-old tour guide at some point or whatever, like, that's totally cool, you know? I would love to take a tour in some cool ancient sites by somebody who is older and knows all of this stuff. As long as somebody knows the information, I don't care if they're 20 years old or if they're 80 years old. I do not care at all.
Just pass the info.
Yeah, so, you know, that's something that I don't think has a time limit on it. But as far as actually getting involved in a career, like, for example, this guy, now he has a physics degree, and he said he's not interested in having a career in it at this point. Obviously, he's super old. So there's a point where trying to get into a new career as a substantially older individual, it would pose a lot of different roadblocks. And, you know, a lot of people want to hire the younger, more spry people, you know, like there's a little bit of ageism with stuff like that. And I do understand that. But there is something to be said as well for having mature individuals join your team.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
You know, like, I guess it depends on the field. It definitely depends. Like, I at least know, as far as, like, being in the service industry, it's mainly dominated by younger people for the most part. Like, it's really hard if you're 55 years old to go into a restaurant and just be like, hey, I want to work. I have all this experience. And they're like, you're kind of old. How are you going to fit in with all the younger people in their 20s? And, you know, what kind of physical ailments do you have? Is it going to be an issue? You know, like, are we going to have to deal with you calling in all the time because your bones are aching?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Yeah. So, you know, certain careers have more time limits on them. It doesn't mean it's not possible. It just makes it harder for people. Yeah. But when it comes to, like, scholarly type of things, I think that gives more opportunities, because you're never too old to have this knowledge and to be sharing this knowledge. You might not be able to dig in the ground for 8 hours a day, you know, but maybe you can work in the museum and you can do all that kind of stuff. And, you know, or sitting there helping, you know, clean off pottery and putting it back together. Like, you can be old as dirt and sit there and do all that, you know. So it's never too late. And that made me feel really good hearing this guy's story, that he just did it because he loved it. And he made it all the way through and got a PhD.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yay! Yay for him.
Super cool.
I know. And in physics, it's super hard, man.
Nonetheless.
That's great. Well, it must mean that his mind is extremely sharp as well.
Yeah,
you
right.
know,
His
being
mind is working
old,
anyway.
sometimes you don't process information the same way.
Which learning is how you keep it going. That's how you exercise that muscle. And when you stop exercising, your brain is when it starts to deteriorate.
That
just like any muscle.
Is extremely true, for sure. That's very, very, very true.
Yeah.
So I am glad to hear that. So hooray for that guy.
High five that guy.
He's my hero.
Okay, now it's my turn for a potty break.
Okay.
You're on your own.
All right. So, this is a world record here. And this is pretty nuts. This is the most premature baby that has survived on record that we know of, that is documented so far. Look at this tiny, tiny, tiny baby. 1%. Well, less than 1% survival odds. Oh my goodness. So, born in July 2020, smack dab in the middle of the pandemic, this little buddy was born. And it was 21 weeks gestation rate, which is just a little over 5 months. 5 months gestation rate. How on earth is that even possible that this baby was able to survive? This is insane. So 148 days roughly. And normally it's 40 weeks. 40 weeks or 280 days is a full term. So this baby was 132 days, almost 19 weeks premature. Oh my goodness. That is the tiniest little person of all time. It was about the same as a soccer ball. It weighed about 14.8 ounces. Wow. Wow. Not even 1 pound. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Holy shit. There he is. And it's got the smallest diaper that they have in the whole entire place. And it is like swimming on him. Oh my goodness. On the day he was born, he weighed more than 7 times less the weight of an average full-term newborn. Oh my goodness. So obviously had around-the-clock care for many months. God, the mother must have been freaking out this entire time. Jesus. This incredible story of joy and beating the odds is tempered with heartache because Curtis was one of twins. Oh. So that is really sad. So one of the twins did not make it and passed away just a day after birth. But one of the babies made it. Wow. And there he is. So he's on oxygen still. So it seems like there's some, problems that are continuing. But hopefully he will be okay in the end. Hopefully, once he's like fully developed, he'll be good to go. But wow, what a crazy, crazy story. I would be afraid to hold him too. Absolutely. I'm afraid to hold any babies, but that it would be like so fragile. Not even 1 pound. Oh my goodness. So his discharge from the hospital was only made possible with a tailored course of medication and special equipment such as bottled oxygen and a feeding tube. Wow.
How premature was it? I saw the headline. I didn't see the...
Dude, 21 weeks gestation and 40 weeks is full term.
Wow.
So
way.
5 months and a week or something like that of gestation. And
Wow,
it was,
that's
and he
super
was
premature.
one of twins, and the other twin didn't make it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but
I mean, it's a miracle he made it.
I know. And if you have twins and you prematurely have these 2 twins, like imagine losing both of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's horrible. So at least one did make it,
stayed.
which is really impressive. Oh, look at him!
Look at his little outfit, his bow tie.
Oh,
I like his bow tie.
Dapper.
His little suspenders too.
Wow.
Kid's got style. He just popped out with style. That's nice.
Oh, and they said he's very active, and I'm very proud of him because where he came from and where he's at now. So he has a Guinness World Record for the most premature born baby on record ever. So his first birthday is November 11th. Oh, if he had gone to full term. Oof.
Oh.
Wow, wow, wow. So, Yeah, I think that's a really cool, happy story. It's absolutely terrifying as a
Yeah, right.
parent. And I mean, his lungs weren't even fully developed. Like, so he's on oxygen still now. So I hope that he won't have to be on oxygen his whole
Yeah,
life.
I
That
hope
would
there's
really
not
suck.
like terrible long-term things that follow him around because of it. Like, I hope he's able to get the gestation that he needs, I guess.
Yeah.
Post cooking.
Yeah. Oh, he's a cool
He
little
is a cool little
dude.
He's got personality too. He's got more personality than babies that are born on time.
Yeah. Wow. So, yeah, so over the first few weeks, they decreased the amount of support. When he was about 3 months old, they were finally able to take him off the ventilator. When he was going home, the feeling we had was privileged to have been able to take care of him and his mom. So that's what the people at the hospital said. It's such a privilege taking care of these tiny people. Oh, wow. So that's pretty great. That's
cool.
a pretty cool story. And he is so freaking cute. I don't know if they shaved a mohawk or if that's just his hair, but he looks adorable.
Yeah.
21 weeks and 5 days. He's 128 days premature.
Wow.
Sorry.
Wait, no,
that was
that's
a
a
prior.
previous.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was unbroken for 34 years. Wow. So
Oh
that
yeah,
was
and then the
fast
previous
baby.
one. So if you
Yeah.
go back here, it said the previous record holder, 21 weeks and 2 days, or 131 days premature. Well,
Wow. That is intense.
where was he at? Where were they? Did it say?
I don't recall. Let me see. Pootie. They call him Pootie. That's pretty cute. Alabama.
Alabama.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So, yay, little Curtis. You made it. Beating the odds.
Right.
Beating the odds. You never know.
Good job.
It ain't over till it's over, you know? Another really cool Hall of Fame thing that will pretty much be a Guinness World Record here is my favorite, my surrogate grandpa, David Attenborough, has the longest career as a TV presenter.
No way, really?
With nearly 70 years of public broadcasting.
Oh, that's awesome.
70 years. He is my favorite. I love him so much. His on-screen debut was BBC Children's Television in 1953.
Wow.
Well, his recent series debuted October of last year, and that's a span of 67 years and 32 days.
Wow.
And he's still going. He's not stopped. So he's not only the longest career as a TV naturalist, but as a TV presenter overall. Yes, his voice is the best. If I had to have anybody narrate my life, it would be David Attenborough. I adore him so much, and it scares the crap out of me because he's so old, and I know nothing lasts forever. But that's going to be a really tough one when his time comes.
Yeah.
I adore him so much.
Yeah, that's going to be a rough one.
And he has been doing, I mean, his whole life he's been doing so much. He has showed us parts of the world that nobody had ever seen on video before.
Yeah.
And now...
He's a true explorer. He went places
totally is.
all over the world, man.
Yeah, he got the first videos of the birds of paradise in New Guinea, which are the coolest birds in
magical.
the entire fucking world. They're so awesome.
Yeah.
There had been tales of them and paintings and drawings of them, but he was the first one to actually get them on film, and now there's whole TV shows about them.
Yeah.
I love it.
Super cool.
But he's transitioned, not just showing us the natural world, but letting everybody know how fragile that things are. And he has illustrated the changes that we have had on this earth. And he has taken this opportunity later in his life to tell everybody of the world, look at these beautiful creatures. This is what's changing. We have to do something. Like, we have to do something right now or it's all going to be gone. And I give him a lot of credit on his way out, knowing that his time is limited and he's not going to be here to see the aftermath. But he's like, all of you are going to be here, and please take my word for it. Like, I've seen all of these things and I've seen all of these changes, and it's up to the humans to do the right thing.
Yeah.
So I love him.
Interesting. He's got, so not only was he knighted for his achievements, he was awarded more than 30 honorary degrees. And then it says that he's the only person to have the distinction of winning the BAFTA Awards, which is the something of film and television awards, for a series in black and white, color, HD, and 3D formats. So he's got an award for all the formats that we've had, like TV, as far as TV goes. Like, he's got them all. Well, that's super cool.
Yeah, because 1953.
Yeah.
That's the year that my mom was born.
Yeah.
Like, they were excited to have a TV in their house, you know, when my mom was young. So, yeah, that was his very first debut, was at the beginning of television.
Yeah.
And look at him now.
Look at him now.
Things have changed so much, and it's so cool that he's got to be a part of it through all of that, and he's being recognized with the world record for being the longest television presenter.
Yep. And I love watching his documentaries because he still gets so excited about the tiniest little things. It'll be like a little bug or something, and he's like on the ground, like looking at it, and he's like, "Look at it go!" And you can tell like still has that like childlike giddiness.
Yeah.
Whenever he sees like something in nature, like
It's
whatever, he's seen it
true.
all. Like, he's seen all of nature, you know, but he still will see a little bug and just be like, "Oh, it's amazing!" Like, I love it.
I know.
Right.
He's so happy
Super cool.
and feels so blessed to have seen all of these things, and it shows in every single thing that he does. Like, his attitude that he puts out is just of wonder and appreciation.
Yeah.
And his passion is second to none. And he's been to every continent so many times. He's been to probably more places in the world than I would imagine most other people have been able to.
Yeah.
In 70 years of doing this stuff, like,
and
I'd
going to some of the most remote places.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
That's a world record in itself, like the most visited places. And I would say that he would definitely
He's
be a
gotta be up there,
contender.
man. Yeah.
I mean, you think about it, like, plane travel as we know it was not a very common thing like it is right now until like the 60s. The 60s is when it really
Yeah, when
like
it
took off,
and
you
became
know?
a thing. Yeah.
So he had probably had to have some, like, you know, alternative methods of travel, or maybe because he was doing this special thing, he got to fly before the average person was able to fly so much. So he's seen the beginning of actual like travel, human travel.
Yeah. I bet he took boats across the ocean, especially when he was first starting. Like,
I
don't
bet
know.
you're right. I bet you're
But
right.
yeah, and then like all the remote places that he gets to, like even if you are flying, you can't just fly into those places. You fly to the airport, and then, you know, you might be able to take a commuter plane to a smaller airport, but then you have to drive, hike, ride a burro taxi or something to get wherever. Like, so he's been to more places than in just, you know, where he's flying and traveling to, like all the places you have to go, like.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
even
to
just
get to
going-
those remote places, it's not as easy as just hopping on a plane and getting off at the airport and you're there. Like, there's a lot that has to be arranged to do all that, and he did all of it. He did it.
Super
It's
cool.
so
I'm so
awesome.
jealous. I want to do that. That's
I
what I want to do.
know. And then another thing that he has the record on is September 24th, 2020, he achieved the fastest time to reach 1 million followers on Instagram.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
What was it, like 15
It
seconds
was
after he
4
put his
hours
thing
and 44 minutes, although this feat has been surpassed by Harry Potter star Rupert Grint.
Oh, really?
That's interesting.
Okay, yeah.
But at the time, he was the first to do that.
Okay.
So that is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So his account opened with a video cautioning that the world is in trouble, and closed just 6 weeks later with the equally sobering statement, "What happens next is up to us." His time on the social platform was limited, however, as he admitted he was not able to keep up with the influx of messages.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay.
And he's like, I'm old. I don't know how this shit works anyway.
Holy shit, Night Wiccan! Woo!
Oh, Night Wiccan. Hello.
What's up?
Welcome in.
Are we eating any dehydrated bugs tonight? Well, I guess that depends on all of you.
Yeah.
We have not been eating bugs
how many bits you
anytime
got?
recently. I will say, for 10,000 bits, I will eat a bug right now. And that's about it. So if anybody's got deep pockets, we'll do it, but I don't want to eat bugs.
I think the ones I have right now are cheddar flavored, so that's fun.
You have cheddar flavored ones?
Yeah.
That makes it better.
Cheddar makes it better.
I don't want that. Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Either
in
way.
that case, maybe 7,000 bits.
'Cause it tastes
cheddar
like
is
cheese.
good.
Deal.
You had an expensive weekend, so don't worry
That's
about
so
an
sick.
assault on this end. Fair enough. Fair enough. I am
All right.
actually very glad to hear that because I don't want to eat bugs. But if the people stand together and want it, then, you know.
The
Then,
people are united.
but believe me, it's not on my list of fun things to do today. But we are talking about weird news. And I'm so glad that you are here right now. And we were just talking about David Attenborough getting a Guinness Award for being the longest TV program person. Like 70 years, almost
Yeah,
70
almost 7
years, where it started in 1952.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And he is still going. And I love him. And he's one of my favorite people in the whole world. And I just want to hug him so bad. If I could just hug David Attenborough, that would be the best day. I just want to hug him. I don't even need a autograph or anything. I just want to give him a hug and a little smooch on
want
his
you to-
cheek, you know?
Just want you to know that we love you. You're everyone's grandpa.
Yes, longer than Pat Sajak. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah. Which was also a long time too. He was on there for a long time.
No, he's doing it, and he has showed us the entire world and creatures we never would have seen before. So he is definitely one of my favorite humans in the entire world. Like, I don't know him personally,
He's
so
an
I
amazing
can't
guy.
say personally, but I will say that as far as like any like public figures or whatever, he is absolutely one of my most favorite people ever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. He's up there.
I hope he lives forever. I hope he's drinking adrenochrome or what the fuck ever you gotta do.
Oh yeah, him and Betty White are
to,
probably all over the adrenochrome. Yeah. Straight from the tap.
I kid. But yeah, dude. So yeah, it said he rose through the ranks in the 60s. And he was a young buck at that time, but yeah, he just keeps on going, man. He just keeps going, and he will not stop until the very end. Oh my God, look at him!
There with a little baby bear.
With a
That's
baby
fun. Little
bear.
cub. Cute.
Oh my goodness, with the Malaysian Sun Bear Club in Borneo, 1956. This was him in 1956. Wow. Oh, you were just listening to a podcast about the Q people and the adrenochrome nonsense.
Yeah.
Good Lord, man.
The
I bet that
adrenochrome
was
is my
fun.
favorite conspiracy theory. I love it.
Oh my God.
Part of me hopes that's true.
It just always makes me think of Fear and Loathing in Las
Yeah.
Vegas. Yeah. What about the glands?
Yeah.
Because that's the only time I'd ever even heard of that shit.
Yeah,
And
didn't
now
even know that was a
people are
thing.
getting fucking crazy.
But after that movie, I was like, well, I kind of want one. Can we get one? Can we do that?
Not good. But yeah, so I bet that was a really fun podcast. Ooh.
Yeah. Probably good.
Oh, yes, A Life on Our Planet. I do highly recommend, if any of you have not seen A Life on Our Planet, I would highly recommend it. And I would recommend having tissues at your disposal.
This is true.
I'm not usually super cry over this kind of stuff, but I will say that this one really got me.
Yep.
Yes, you
He
may.
gets real.
Wiccan, you're more than welcome to put
Oh,
that
yeah.
in the chat.
Totally.
Yeah, no, this gets really real. This was like his manifesto. He's like, I realize I'm old And I've been doing this for so many years, and I just want to let everybody know that it is in your hands to fix it to some degree.
Yeah.
And it was a
it
really
tugs
touching.
the heartstrings for sure.
It was really touching.
Yeah, it's pretty touching. But it is. It's like he goes through everything that he loves, and then he ends up telling us how we're killing it. And then he brings it back around. He's like, well, you can save it. It's fine. But he's pouring his heart out in that one.
That's the thing. We can't save it. You know, we can't stop people from cutting down rainforests right now. You know, like we can't stop all of it. We can make little changes in our own life, and every little bit counts. But as far as like changing the way that the world runs, unfortunately, it's, as we learned last night, the golden rule: those who have the gold make the rules.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that's
Nightwick and the Time Suck. I do know that one. I haven't listened to too much of it, but I do know it. I've got it saved. I've listened to a couple.
Oh, Chad, you're here, Captain Spaulding. Hi.
Oh, hey, Chad.
Hi. Hi.
Welcome.
I'm glad you are here.
Yeah.
I'm just rambling about how much I love David Attenborough right now. You came at the greatest time. I love him so much. And he won a world record for having 70 years in the film industry, the longest TV person of all time. And he's been all over the world, and I just love him so much. And he has put out so much valuable information, and he's really not holding back right now on how how much help that the world needs. And you know what I love too is because he's not coming at it from a like political standpoint, which there is politics, of course, involved in all of it. But the way that he's presenting, he's keeping it neutral to anybody that watches it. So anybody, even if you're, a fucking adrenochrome junkie, fucking Q person, you can still watch his documentaries and see visually what's happening in the world and still be aware. So it's really cool that he's doing it in a way that's just like, I'm just providing this information for all of you. I'm just showing you guys what's actually happening. And he does stand up very firmly and say that it is human accelerated. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, that could be seen as political, which I am just mind blown that that's even something that is political at this point. That drives me fucking crazy because it's obvious what is happening right now. But I haven't heard any backlash against. I'm not seeing anybody like cancel David Attenborough because his propaganda. Climate change isn't real. Thank God no one's attacked him because I will hunt people down if anybody attacks his validity whatsoever.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people would be hunting people down if they went after Attenborough. You don't go after Sir Attenborough.
No, you cannot.
Not allowed?
Nope.
Yeah.
I wish I was so doing the podcast. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. I bet that's a very interesting thing.
Yeah, we can all have to check out more episodes of it. Like I said, I've only listened to, I think, 2, but I need to get more into it.
Yeah, I
love
love hearing people's perspectives on things for sure.
Especially when it's funny.
Oh, you read his book? That's awesome. They made a book. What was his book about? Was it just about nature in general, or was it anything specific? Because I bet that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
I need
David,
to try to.
I will cut their heads off.
Yeah, dude. Seriously,
cut off
man.
Johnson.
Like, I could not handle if anybody was coming after him for anything. His life statement. Oh God, damn it. That was probably so.
That was probably tearjerker for sure.
So tough. Did you see this documentary, the A Life on
Our Planet?
On Our Planet? Because man, that one got us so hard. Fuck, it was really a tough one. Yeah, we were all there was not a dry eye in the house watching that one for sure. Oh my God, that's the book. Okay, so they made that documentary based off the book. Okay,
gotcha.
Oh, Nightwick, and good night, sweetheart. I am so glad that you popped in to say hi. Wow, you had a 9-hour drive. Holy shit, that's crazy.
9 hours. That's a drive.
And I'll try to be less of a stranger. Good. I hope that you
Good.
are
We'd
less
love
of a
to see you
stranger
more.
because I love having you around. You're so wonderful, and we would love to
And
have
I need
you.
to pop into more streams. I need to be less of a stranger on other streams. I'm not good at that lately.
It's true.
It's been terrible.
But yes, we will avenge Sir David Attenborough at all costs. Yes, it is so true. I need to try to
Yeah.
find his contact
start a
information. I just
riot.
want to send him like a fruit basket or something, man. Like I don't know. I just want to give him something. I want
good
to
night,
make
night
him a
looking.
painting or something.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Chad. Thank you so much for
Aw,
the
thanks, Chad.
bits. I appreciate it.
We're
You're the
rich.
best. Yeah,
Sweet.
somehow
oh,
I.
you got the little cuttlefish going. Look at him go.
Yeah. Yeah,
We love the
I do
cuttlefish.
want to find him. I just want to tell him I love him. I'm sure he hears it all the time. Oh, another 100. Yes,
Oh, another
yes.
100.
Thank you.
Yeah,
These are the
2
only
cuttlefishes.
bits of the whole day. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. I appreciate
You're the
you.
big captain for the moment.
Yay.
Big Captain Spaulding.
Yes. So, woohoo, we even got a couple. Yeah, this is good.
And some fives.
I'm enjoying this. This is so fun. It makes me happy.
Show me
Pew,
your
pew, pew.
biddies.
Oh, thank you. All right, we'll see you soon, Wiccan. We love you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's, I guess, enough of me rambling about David Attenborough, who I love so fucking much. Tavia, thank you. Yeah.
Tavia saw your 5 and Rose you 3.
Yes.
Thanks, Tavia. I just like looking at the little cuttlefish gif. If
I
everybody could just
know.
throw,
Whenever
like,
it pops up, it makes me really happy too, because it's so cool.
if people would just throw like one bit every like 15 minutes just to have the little thing pop up. That'd be fun. Just give me one bit. That's all I need.
Oh, so this is reminding us about, remember when they did the fucking boat thing where they're like, hey,
Thanks, Chad.
we're taking a vote on what we should name this boat. And then Bodie McBoatface won,
Yeah.
which I think was so fucking fantastic. But then they were like, okay, you guys cannot be like trusted anymore. So we're going to name it the SS Attenborough instead, which I, you know, as much as I love Bodie McBoatface, SS Attenborough, man, that's totally 100% good with me. I'm good, but like, don't put a fucking online poll and then not take the name.
That's
Do
true.
the
I
damn
think
name.
they should have named it like the SS David Bodie McBoatface Attenborough.
Yes.
Let's put it all together.
Oh, that's so cool. So, his work as a TV naturalist and passionate advocate of conservation has been acknowledged not only by knighthood, but also having a variety of animals and plants named after him. So there's a rare species of echidna from New Guinea, the Madagascan ghost shrimp, and a carnivorous pitcher plant from the Philippines, and even a long-necked marine reptile dubbed the Attenboroughsaurus.
Sweet.
That's so awesome. That's so awesome. He has made such huge difference in our world, and I love that he will live forever, not only in all the programming that he's done, but also in the scientific names of these things. Like, oh,
Yeah.
echidnas have 4 penises. Holy shit. Damn. Well, that is a thing. 4. Why do you
Random
need
facts.
4? Just in case.
Just in
Fair
case.
enough. Fair enough. Holy
You
shit
never
balls.
know when you're gonna need another penis. Wow, look at his
Oh,
little
okay. This
thing.
is another one named in his honor. The Satana Attenborough. Attenborough?
Yeah, Attenborough.
Wow. Okay. That's pretty good. Oh, and then there's like
Okay, that's a
Q&A
good
kind
listen.
of thing. Yep. The
Yeah.
Sir David Attenborough boat. Fuck yeah.
They seriously should have put like in parentheses like Bodie McBoatface.
They a million
like,
trillion
come on.
% should have done that.
You
I
took a
could
public
not
poll and
agree
it won. You
more.
can't.
They
It's
absolutely
not.
should have done that.
Yeah.
I
Everybody
like that
knows
was
that's
rude.
Bodie McBoatface.
It's Bodie McBoatface. So yeah, dude. He just keeps on going. He just keeps on trucking. He's like the Energizer fucking bunny, and he just won't stop until the day that he dies, and that'll be the saddest day of some of our fucking lives. I'm just warning everybody, when that happens, I'm going to be a mess.
Yeah.
But you know, we all have our time on this earth, and some of us get longer than others.
I hope they televise his memorial like Princess Di or something.
Oh yeah.
Put it
You
out
know
there.
what? I
They should,
bet,
everybody.
especially since he's knighted.
Yeah.
I would imagine it would be a whole thing. And you know what? If I can, whenever that time comes, if I could actually go to England and be there for the memorial, I would love nothing more than to do that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I would like to just throw that out there to the universe right now. If they are doing a whole memorial thing.
Except that's probably going to be like going to New York City on New Year's Eve. But it'd be awesome.
Whatever. I would do it. I would do it anyway. And thankfully, we have friends in London.
Yeah.
So we have places to stay. We don't have to deal with the
We can watch it live from their TV in their living room. That way we don't have to deal with parking.
Then what's the point of going?
So we can be there. I saw it. I saw the crowd.
Man. Yeah. Oh, man. Are you taking off, Chad? Are you
Chad's
signing
leaving.
off? Don't sign off.
You just came and showed us your biddies and you're leaving?
Thank you for coming either way.
Thanks for showing me your biddies.
I'm so glad that you came in. We love you.
Yes, it was so good to see you.
So even if you do turn in and you leave us, hi, bye.
Bye.
Aw, thanks,
Bye-bye.
thanks for coming. We'll see you hopefully on Wednesday. Pop back in on Wednesday if you're around. It'll be great.
We'll be here.
Okay, I'm going to stop rambling about Edinburgh right now. It's really hard
Next
because I love
weird
him
news.
so much. I love him so much.
That wasn't even weird. That was just
Jesus.
moving.
Okay, so this is actually the last thing of the night. And since we've been talking
last one.
about creatures and
Oh,
stuff,
Chad's going to miss the best one.
this is kind of crazy.
Oh, I had one more. Is this... Oh, weird. This was my last one. Never mind. You got it.
Really?
Yeah, that was the one.
Oh, that's
I was like, I
strange.
got one more. Oh, never mind.
Crazy.
You stole my article.
There have been intense rainstorms in Egypt recently, which, as we know, doesn't happen super duper often out there. But there have been some intense flooding and such in central Egypt, and it is causing thousands of scorpions to come out, and they are posing a problem.
Yeah.
It's an issue. They usually hide under rocks and all that stuff, but now there's all this water, and they're just like trying to escape the rising water. So they're wreaking havoc on the towns that they passed through. At least 3 people have died.
Wow.
From scorpion stings, and possibly 500 more have been injured. That's a lot.
That's a lot
of people having issues with these fucking scorpions. The hospitals around the region are on red alert right now, and they've called extra doctors on to come back from their vacations to handle what is happening. So that is crazy.
Fact check. Mine says that the 3 people that died it was caused by the rare downpours, hail, and thunder. So they died from the storms. It says those that were stung by scorpions have been given anti-venom doses and were later discharged. But it does say that there has been over 500 that have been stung or hospitalized. Over 500 hospitalized.
When did your article come out?
Mine says...
Because I'm wondering if, since this article came out,
maybe if it was like an update or something. It doesn't even say.
Maybe so. Yeah, this was on the 15th, which is today.
Oh yeah, so is mine.
Interesting.
Yeah, 15th.
Well, now we don't know, but this one says that
mine's the Guardian.
3 people have died, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully nobody died, and it's all bullshit. But
oh yeah, the health minister, with a name I'm not even gonna attempt, confirmed that no deaths were reported from scorpion stings.
Okay.
So
Well, that is good. Okay, good job
minister said.
cross-referencing here.
Yeah. But over 500 hospitalizations from scorpions.
And the intense rain and flooding ran people out of their houses in search for dry land. So it's like kind of a issue.
Yeah.
There, but
yeah,
the
it said
scorpions
hail.
are
They
in
got
the same.
hail.
That's hell no.
Hell no.
Hell no.
Hail in Egypt. Hell no.
Dude, that's pretty rough. So, according to officials, hospitals in the area had sufficient antivenom to treat those who had gotten stung. Unfortunately, that did little to help the residents of the remote areas where the scorpions were most active. So that sucks.
Oh, so yeah, this one's saying over 500 were hospitalized. I wonder, the people that weren't in the hospital aren't a part of that 500. And if they weren't able to be getting
in remote areas
in
that
remote
just
areas,
didn't
and they
make
don't
it.
have the antivenom.
I don't know, man. That's not good. But these specific ones are the Death Stalkers. Death Stalkers. Ooh.
That's a good name.
Is one of the 24 scorpions that are common in Egyptian deserts. And it's also the meanest of the bunch.
Oh, they're angry.
The scorpions aren't called Death Stalkers for nothing. They're some of the most dangerous animals on the planet, killing upwards of 3,000 people every single year.
Wow.
Their sting is extremely painful, but the agony is the least of your worries. Their venom consists of a potent cocktail of neurotoxins that can utterly ravage the human body. So among the initial symptoms of the Death Stalker are nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, fever, headaches, and abdominal cramps. If it kills you, it's most likely because the venom filled your lungs with fluid and caused them to collapse. Fuck. Even in healthy adults, a Death Stalker's sting is a medical emergency. It's treatable but requires a large amount of antivenom, which can be hard to come by in the middle of the desert. That is a fact. Whew. Still, Egyptians are remarkably chill about the scorpions, and we suppose that's what you have to do if you live around those things. People say they're just used to it, and we just hit them with something when we see them. Okay, fine.
We just hit them with something. We just hit them.
But they say killing the Death Stalkers is a waste because the venom of scorpions is very rich and useful. So, much like snakes, medical researchers milk scorpions, including Death Stalkers, for their venom. But they need a lot of scorpions for that, since 3,000 of the arachnids produce only 1 gram of venom. Whoa. And a single gram of scorpion venom can be worth $8,000. And the labs can process the venom into antivenom to treat the stings. So there's also other applications as well, and they found that Death Stalker venom can be an effective treatment for brain tumors.
What?
Wow. That is so interesting.
I guess that makes sense. If the stuff kills you, it ought to kill tumors as well.
Yeah, wow.
But maybe.
Wow. So they say if they, unless they're agitated, they can be handled relatively safely. So, yeah, if you see Death Stalkers, don't kill them. Scoop them up, unless they're pissed off at you. Then probably
if
run.
They're not mad. Grab them by their tail, milk their little nipples, and let them go.
Yeah, wow. So that is pretty crazy that it takes 3,000 of them to get 1 gram. Oh my goodness gracious. So yeah, that kind of sucks that they're just all coming out and running around and being all aggro.
Yeah,
like,
that's not good.
Don't be going and stinging people. Hundreds of people getting stung by that. My goodness gracious.
Yeah, that's not good.
Not my favorite.
I was looking up pictures of them to see what they look like, and they look just like the little brown desert scorpions. And then I was trying to see what a Death Stalker sting looked like if it's so...
Yeah, here's a photo of it right here for everybody to see.
Oh yeah, the scorpion. He blends in with the dirt
Yeah,
so
it's
much.
not very...
Can't even tell. But yeah, it looks like the little brown ones we had in West Texas too, but they weren't that poisonous.
That's pretty damn poisonous.
That's an angry scorpion.
Yep.
I don't like angry scorpions, but they can be super tiny. Look, there's a little bitty one. Look at it.
Oh wow. Oh yeah. So that way you can't even see them, man. They're so small they could just sneak up on you. God damn.
Yeah, there's a little baby one on a dude's hand, and it's only like an inch or so. It looks like inch and a half with the tail. Like, it's super tiny.
Yeah,
But
that
that's
is
a baby.
that's
That's a
rough. And it sucks. They're calling the doctors that were on vacations and be like, "You need to come back, man. Scorpions are going crazy.
You gotta come back." Yeah.
Which, to be honest with you, like as long as they have nurses there, like it's just administering antivenom.
Yeah.
So I don't know why you like necessarily need the doctors for it, because give them the antivenom and then people are okay, you would think. But maybe with people's lungs getting filled up with fluid, it's probably a whole
Yeah, that might be a lot
thing,
more
having
than
to
just
drain out
antivenom.
lungs and all that jazz. Good Lord.
Yeah. What does it do that causes the lungs to fill up with fluid? Like, why does it do that?
Yeah.
That's a weird reaction.
It is.
That the body would be having.
I don't know. Maybe this is just a guess, but maybe the body is producing all this fluid to try to flush the toxin out. Maybe it's like, get out, and just trying to like dilute it and water it down or whatever. And if you get enough of it and it goes to the lungs, then you just drown in your own stuff. I have no idea. That's totally a guess, but
Sounds
I
good.
would think that,
I
the
like it.
body tries to flush stuff in
Yeah.
one way or another, which I think is why the like vomiting and diarrhea and all that stuff, your body's just trying to expel whatever toxin is in there at all costs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And fluid is pretty good as far as removing stuff. So I don't know. I don't like it though. I don't like the fact that there's
You don't
just
like
like a bunch of scorpions on the loose.
Nope.
My mom was actually stung by a scorpion when I was a very small child, I think. I think it was when I was just real little. It was in Florida, actually, and we didn't really have like an abundance of scorpions. But they were cutting down a bunch of the like wooded areas to build a lot of the neighborhoods and stuff. And I don't remember where they were, but a lot of the creatures needed to try to find places to go. And my mom was like leaning up against something, and she got stung, and she thought she was gonna fucking die. She was like so scared. And the story goes, my dad drove like a psychopath and drove her to the hospital in like 2.5 fucking seconds. And she ended up being fine. But in that moment when you get stung, you don't know what kind of reaction you're gonna have.
Yeah.
You don't know if it's deadly. You don't know. So you just have to like
Yep.
pull the trigger and act really fast, because you can't be
Part
like,
of
oh,
your
I'm
dad
sure it'll
was
be
so
fine.
excited for that.
To get to drive like a bat out of hell.
Yeah.
With an excuse, so if you get
He
pulled
probably
over,
wasn't even really that worried. He's just like, hey, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, we're driving fast.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I haven't
that's
seen many
crazy.
scorpions, actually. I've only seen a couple in my whole life.
I was gonna say, what scorpions do they have in Florida? I did not even think they would have.
I
a
never
scorpion.
saw one the whole time growing up, but I guess there was one. At least there was at least one, because it got my poor mom. My poor little mom. Yeah. So yeah, it's South Florida. I don't even know. I guess there's a bunch of them.
Florida has 3 main species of scorpions: the Florida bank scorpion, the Hence striped scorpion, and the Guiana striped scorpion.
They like to hide under boards and debris and other places and homes. They can live 3 to 5 years. Yeah, I don't know. They were not common from at least where I was at, like in the neighborhoods that I lived in, but maybe out in the woods and stuff. I don't know. I have no idea. I thought it was weird because I'd never seen one until I moved to Georgia, actually. And Georgia is not like a very like scorpion heavy place either.
No.
We found one in my ex's basement.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which was totally crazy. I was tripping out too because they glow in the black light.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, dude, check it out. It glows in the black light. And my mind was blown. I was like, A, I've never seen a scorpion. B, I didn't know they glow. C, now I'm terrified that there's scorpions in this basement right now. Like, I didn't think I'd have to worry about that, you know? Like, I didn't think that was something on the agenda that I had to be, like, mindful of. But, yeah. So, we had a bunch of them out in Texas.
Yeah. I didn't see too many. I've seen them, but...
Did you have to, like, shake your shoes out in the house?
Yeah, we didn't really have to until I went to, like, Levi's house, because he lived out in the middle of nowhere. And whenever, we'd have to check and stuff, and then whenever, we got out of the pool, we had to make sure we didn't just leave our, like, towels on the floor, because they would get up under there because it was nice and cool.
So you just shake your towel out before you use it? Okay.
Yeah, or hang them up, make sure they're always hanging.
But that's shit you guys had to think about all the time. You had to be mindful of that.
It wasn't like a main concern, just because I lived in town, so it really wasn't a big deal, but out there it was something that we had to be aware of. But generally, they would stay in little dark corners and stuff, like they hide underneath things, so it's not like you're not really seeing them very often. If you're going to be out in the fields or something and like flipping over rocks or digging through like wood piles or something, that's more when you're going to be watching.
Okay.
But
you're at least aware. You're like, I am
aware that they're there.
Aware that could be a situation.
Yeah. It's kind of like knowing that there's black widows around. Like, certain places to make sure that you're paying attention.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, that's fair. Which I hadn't seen one of those until I lived in Georgia too, and that blew my mind. Like, I got so used to in Florida, there was so many creatures, but they were very like specific creatures.
Yeah.
It was just so many bugs and shit, but I was used to them. And then going other places, I'm like, what bugs do we have
new
here?
bugs.
Like, what's going on? And I've lived in 6 different states, and each state, I'm like, all right, what are we working with? What do I need to know? Because there's different shit fucking everywhere. And out here, thank God we don't have a lot of bugs. I am so glad it's a very bug-free zone, except for the spiders. We have a lot of spiders.
Yeah.
And I don't mind spiders. I'm good with spiders. They're fine as long as they're not on me. You know, I'm cool with them.
Just stay over there. We're good.
But if I was an arachnophobe, I don't know how people are arachnophobic and live in Washington,
this is not the
because
place
there
for
are
you.
so many fucking spiders everywhere. But I'm glad we don't have to deal with like roaches. We don't really have to deal with ant infestations and like all this crazy shit. I feel so glad. It's another wonderful thing about living in Washington is like we don't have to deal with that many bugs.
Yeah.
Because growing up in Florida, like, there's just bugs everywhere. You leave anything on the counter, it's going to be totally buggy.
Yeah.
And it's just like bugs, bugs, bugs all day long. Giant beetles flapping everywhere and shit. Like, it's fucking gross. It's not good. And the, flying cockroaches. I can do without it. So I'm glad we don't have that here. Hooray.
Yeah, me too. That's fun.
And no scorpions. I've never seen a scorpion up here, so I feel like we're safe. There's no... What are they? Death eaters?
Death stalkers.
Death
No death
stalkers. Yeah, death.
We
That's a
got
hell of a name,
death
dude.
stalkers.
That's a hell of
That's
a name.
Good name. It's a good name for scorpion.
Yes.
I like it.
Well, cool, guys. We made it through all of our weird news of the week.
We made it. We did it.
We did it.
Learned about some fun things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. I know there's only a few of us left, but I'm very happy to have you guys, especially Lady and Christy. I love Uncle Scar. I'm so glad that you guys are here. And I love the support, and I love that you're part of our little community. I appreciate it so much. And Tavia,
Thank you for
our
modding.
best friend, roommate, Maud, hanging out upstairs,
Appreciate that.
kicking it.
I hope your
So-
ear is feeling better.
Yes, actually, she was considering being a host with me tonight, but her ear was hurting, so we gave her the night off. But I will have her on soon, though. And just a reminder, next Monday, we are taking the day off. We are going to the Bad Religion concert, but we will be here this Wednesday and then next Wednesday as well.
Yes.
So, all right. Well, Fetch is on. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's bring our party over to Fetch Bug.
You're doing Fetch?
Who we love. Yes, I love her so much.
Cronk, cronk.
Nuckin! Oh, Nuckin, you're here.
Oh, hi, Nuckin.
I love it. Were you lurking?
Have you been lurking?
I'm so
Or did
glad
you
that
just
you're
show up?
here. Yeah, or did you just show up? Maybe you just showed up and you're showing up right at the end. But I'm
Yep.
so glad that you
We're
were here. That
just
makes
about
me
to
happy
raid.
that you are at least here right now. I love you.
Thanks for coming to find us.
Yeah, for sure. I miss having you around and having your sarcastic comments in the chat, which is just so fun.
Yeah, for sure.
But, oh, you just finished loading. Oh, I'm glad that you popped up
gotcha.
to say hi. Unfortunately, we're about to raid Fetchbug, though, and Fetchbug is the coolest. So
That's true.
if you want something fun to listen to, you can listen to Fetch. She usually talks about true crime and such, so she's probably telling a really fun story.
Probably. This is probably true.
So, yeah, even though you came for a minute, it is so nice to have you. I appreciate you so much. But, yeah, everybody hang tight. We're going to go raid a little Fetch Bug. We've just kind of made it a tradition at this point, and I think it's fucking great.
She's the most fun one.
She is so fun. We're just on a team, and even if we only got a couple people, I love just bringing people in for her. So.
Oh, you couldn't wait for the countdown? Fair enough.
Oh. Well, I am so happy to see you. And I love all of you. And everybody come back on Wednesday for another fun show.
We'll see you guys Wednesday.
Yes. See you on Wednesday. So, all right, we're going. We'll see you guys later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.